Week 1 college football is presented by Geico, and we welcome you back to Lubbock for kickoff of West Virginia and Texas Tech on an unseasonably cool day with the temperature just now reaching 50 degrees. Well, the talk with this matchup is the offenses, but as we welcome in Chris Button, West Virginia getting back a key piece to that defense today.
Yeah, Joe, Darrell Worley was fully reinstated this week and will start at left cornerback today. He's been suspended the last 2 games because of an altercation with a woman dating back to September 14th. This week, he pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor assault charge. Coach Dana Holgerson told us this week he's a good kid, learned a valuable lesson throughout all of this, and a key aspect to this football team. One other note, you may see him on special teams today, maybe returning punts. It's an aspect this West Virginia football team has certainly struggled with this season, Joe.
All right, and there is Coach Holgerson, Chris, who is back where he was an assistant from 2000 to 2007. He was the wide receivers coach with Cliff Kingsbury as the quarterback. And the two coached together at Houston. Holgerson, the guy that got Kingsbury into that job. Kramer Fife will kick it away for Coach Kingsbury. West Virginia, who won the toss, elects to receive. Mario Alford, one of the nation's top return men, has taken 2 back this season and busts this one to the sideline across the 30 with a flag down. And 3 things we need to know when West Virginia has that flag that came in was not a flag. Something else coming in from the sideline.
Well, there you go. Clint Trickett, we talked about him a moment ago. This guy is so much improved from last season, is leading a very prolific offense for West Virginia. Number 2, Kevin White. Get to know this young man's name. He has exploded onto the college football scene. And Texas Tech on defense, they got to find some way to stop these guys, but they haven't stopped many people this season.
As the defense allowing 40 points a game, the bottom 10 national. And Clint Trickett sets up a throw to begin. Underneath the Smallwood, he loses a yard, and Texas Tech reads that screen well. B.J. Fehoko with a stop. Here is Clint Trickett, the nation's 3rd leading passer in his 2nd season at West Virginia, and a totally different guy so far.
Well, yeah, he's healthy, number 1. He played all of last season with a pretty significant shoulder injury. Now that he's healthy and has had a little bit of a year under his belt, playing so much better football.
They go to the ground with Smallwood. The nation's most balanced offense now on the season, 218 runs, 217 passes. They find themselves in a 3rd down and 4 on the opening possession. Smallwood motions out. Trickett against a 4-man rush. Over the middle for Shorts. And a West Virginia 1st down. Nikhil Shorts, the best game of his career last year against Texas Tech, has his first catch today.
Joe, nice job by Clint Trickett, getting his feet set in the pocket, looking off to his first receiver, then coming back across the field. Watch Clint Trickett's feet in the pocket today. He just looks so much more comfortable.
First down from the 47. Russell Shell out of the backfield. Needs blocks. Gets a couple and then does the rest himself, with Keenan Ward making the tackle on a 7-yard pickup.
Joe, you see in the ballgame right now both Russell Shell and Wendell Smallwood. You're going to see it from West Virginia a lot today. 2 running backs because of the versatility of Smallwood. Right now he's in the slot. They can put him in so many different places.
2nd and short. Here is Russell Shell. Not much. A defensive line for this Texas Tech defense is this unit's strength. They stop Shell in a gain of 1, set up another 3rd down and short. Shell, the Pitt transfer, coming off his first career 100-yard rushing game. Guy that gets better as games go on. They bring in the fullback Elijah Wellman for 3rd and 1. And Wellman leading the way for Shell, who's got a 1st down inside the 45. So 3 straight touches for Russell Shell. West Virginia goes into a power look to convert 3rd and short.
Well, yeah, you're not going to see this too often. Clint Trickett under center, turning around and running the old load play to the strong side. Kind of a throwback to the old 80s power football there.
On 1st down, it's Shell again with patient running. They get 4 or 5 on 1st down. We're talking with This Texas Tech staff yesterday, and again, so much familiarity between Dana Holgorsen and Cliff Kingsbury. And apparently Kingsbury said during one of the defensive meetings that he was sitting in on this week, who is this guy? A reference to Dana Holgorsen, seeing how much run he's incorporated into his offense. They run again on second down. Shell, with a second effort, slips through for a first down to the 30. And Dana Holgorsen over the last few years has gone more and more balanced. As he said, he started to realize what that can do for you. Having a good running game that forces teams to bring those safeties down into the box and open up things outside. Another run play on first down. Shell gets stopped by Micah Awe. Second down.
Well, Joe, so many people are running this, what do you call it? Spread option, spread offense, however you want to what terminology you want to use. But you think that it's pass driven. It's not. Teams like Oregon, Baylor, Oklahoma State, while they put up huge numbers with this offense through the air, it's run driven. The run opens up the pass. It spreads the field.
This snaps a string of 5 consecutive runs, and Trickett on the move fires incomplete. The coverage coming from Josh Keys and the tight end Cody Clay. Third down. First incompletion for Trickett. This offense coming off 4 consecutive games of more than 500 yards. Tries to put up points on possession 1.
Well, Joe, right now, this is going to be a big key for Texas Tech all day. You've seen West Virginia convert 2 third downs already. Tech needs to find a way to get this West Virginia offense off the field. You got to do it on third down.
And Texas Tech has to burn a timeout. Issues getting the right personnel on the field. Third down at 6 for West Virginia when you come back. 11th play of this opening drive coming out for one of the nation's top offenses, going against a defense that's given up 40 points a game so far this year. It's 3rd and 6. They've converted third down twice on the drive already. They hand it off again. Smallwood spins but short. Got stopped by the safety, J.J. Gaines, and Texas Tech forces a field goal attempt.
Joe, great angle by J.J. Gaines coming in here, attacking the outside shoulder of Smallwood, forcing him back in. Even if he hadn't made that tackle, which he did make a great tackle in open space, he forced him back into the meat of the defense. Nice read, nice recognition, great play.
Gaines, the junior out of Irving, Texas, back from a shoulder injury that cut last season short. Josh Lambert on for a 42-yarder. Now West Virginia collects points on its opening drive. Credit to the Texas Tech defense for holding once West Virginia moved inside the 30. Red Raider offense touches it for the first time after this. Here in Lubbock, and Texas Tech playing a home game for the first time in nearly a month. They hold West Virginia to a field goal on the Mountaineers' opening possession and set to get the ball back for the first time in this game. Joe Davis, Joey Harrington, Chris Button. The Jones AT&T Stadium. Michael Molinari ready to kick it off after this 12-play field goal drive for West Virginia. Coverage teams have been an issue for West Virginia this season. Jakeem Grant, a guy that can make you pay if you're not good in coverage. 3 consecutive games for West Virginia allowing a return touchdown. That matches a school record. One into the end zone. Texas Tech will start at the 25 and give us 3 things we need to know, and the Raiders have it.
Well, Davis Webb is an extremely talented young quarterback who can make big plays but needs to stop making the mistakes that have happened the last couple weeks. He's throwing to a guy in Jakeem Grant who may be the smallest guy out on the field but might have the biggest talent. And on defense for West Virginia, I love this guy, Wes Tonkery, a West Virginia native. He's the prototypical effort guy who you'll always see running around, but he's got talent too. Fantastic player at the linebacker position.
Now, part of this West Virginia defense coming off its best game. They held Kansas to 176 yards and forced 14 punts in the win last week. Webb starts with a draw. DeAndre Washington for 5 yards on the opening Texas Tech play. Washington's been good, third in the Big 12, averaging more than 5 yards a carry. The staff says they'd like to be able to run the ball more to take some of the pressure off of Davis Webb. On 2nd and 5, his first throw off his back foot is too tall for Washington. And it's 3rd down. The Davis Webb, 6th in the country in touchdown passes, 2nd in the country in interceptions, and that about tells the story.
Well, yeah, and 6 of those interceptions have happened over the last 2 weeks, and they've been costly ones, going into the end zone, in the red zone, excuse me, and in the zone end, which set up the opposition.
Empty it out on 3rd down, and West Virginia brings 5. Opening up a window for a first down throw to Jakeem Grant, who's 2nd in the Big 12 in catches per game. He gets 8. Texas Tech converts.
Well, Jakeem Grant does a nice job of just finding the opening here in the zone. Texas Tech has had a history of great slot receivers who know how to read the middle of the field.
From the 38, another first down run. This time Washington never could get going. Drayvon Henry up from his safety spot. Make that Quentin White with his first carry. And it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Gain of 1 brings up 2nd down and 9.
Here's Washington with a nice cut. And a first down into West Virginia territory. DeAndre Washington having a heck of a season in his first year as the featured back.
Hey, watch Bradley Marquez here get a great block that's going to spring the run right there in the middle of your screen. You know what? In these offenses that rely on wide receivers to block, you have to have guys who've got a little bit of toughness on the outside there. Great block by Marquez.
Good in Washington, 16 yards. And a first down at the 45. They feed Washington again, and some success on the ground early on for Texas Tech.
Well, yeah, we've seen both teams, West Virginia on their first drive and Texas Tech here, run the ball a lot more than I think most people around the country would think from these type of offenses, and they've had some success.
Red Raiders about 65-35 pass-to-run ratio so far this year. Webb patient in the pocket, comes underneath, and there's the first drop of the day. This one comes from Devin Lauderdale. You set it off at the top. 14 drops over the last 2 games for Texas Tech.
Well, yeah, and Texas Tech had an easy first down there. Davis Webb did a nice job of reading the flat defender, forced him to commit to the running back who was swinging out of the backfield, and opened up a big hole for wide receiver. He's just got to catch the football.
On 3rd down, Webb will check it down to White, and that's shut down. A loss of 5 yards. Time now for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving Game Break with Greg Wolf.
At the Carrier Dome, an efficient 8-play, 70-yard opening drive for -- 1 Florida State. Mario Pender, 12-yard touchdown to finish it off. It will be reviewed and upheld. The Noles lead Syracuse 7-0 first quarter. Joey, back to you.
All right, Greg. Now, Florida State rolled Syracuse 59-3 in the matchup last year. It's Daryl Worley back to return this punt for West Virginia. It bounces right by the coverage team and into the end zone. So Worley in there as a returner instead of Jordan Thompson, who has struggled. Clint Rickett in this West Virginia offense with a field goal on possession 1. Back to the field for its next possession after this. Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Geico. Midway through this opening quarter in Lubbock, and West Virginia with a 3-0 lead, getting ready to go to possession number 2 for Dana Holgerson's offense, which this season has moved the ball, but it hasn't always necessarily meant points. 32nd in the country in scoring offense, largely because they've stalled drives towards the end, and they've turned it over. Now, there wasn't a red zone trip last time, but it did stall inside the 25 and led to the field goal. Trickett starts this drive with a throw to the nation's leading receiver, Kevin White, who's just so physically imposing, getting 4-5 on first down. How about this guy, the 5th-year senior out of Plainfield, New Jersey?
Well, you see the difference right there between last year and this year. Fights off the first tackler, steps out of it, puts his shoulder down, drives through the next tackle. I mean, that mentality just didn't exist last year. He believes that he is the best player on the field now.
But heavy run early on for West Virginia. Shell gets shut down this time by Keelan McElrath, leading tackler among the defensive linemen. Keenan Ward there as well. And it's 3rd down and 4 for the Mountaineers.
Well, Joe, another opportunity here for Texas Tech to get off the field if you're on defense. They did a nice job of holding him to a field goal on the first drive. Now a chance to force him to punt.
They motion Shell out. Trickett looks towards him and goes back the other way. And White gets tackled short of the first down marker. It's Ward again. And it's 4th down.
Joe, credit the secondary for Texas Tech here of recognizing and coming up and making the tackle. You see J.J. Gaines in there. Ward ends up coming up and making a tackle. Very nice job by the secondary for Texas Tech, reading it and driving on the ball.
On that double screen play, see so many teams run these days with a swing one way and a tunnel the other. Short punt takes a good bounce. And down at the 26-yard line. So Texas Tech back on offense with something to feel good about from the much maligned defense so far in this one. Field goal on West Virginia's opening possession. Texas Tech forces a 3-and-out on possession 2. And this offense for Texas Tech last week held to 13 points. That's the lowest total by any team Cliff Kingsbury's ever been a coach on. Not just in his time as a head coach, but as a coordinator, quality control guy under Dana Holgerson's offense at Houston as well. 4 first downs in this game for Texas Tech, and they've all been run plays. Washington gets a few, 2nd and 7.
Exactly what we would have expected, right? All running and only 3 points on the board. Yeah, perfect.
Exactly what we
expected. Yep.
2 of the best pass offenses in the country. Heavy ground game early. And on 2nd down, they fake the run. And Webb steps into a seam for Marquez. And Bradley Marquez on his first catch has 23 and a first down to the 49.
Joe, I'm a big fan of this guy, Bradley Marquez. Everybody talks about Jakeem Grant, and he's wonderful in his own right. But Marquez does such a nice job of getting open over the middle of the field. Big target for Davis Webb. Nice catch.
Another first down run, and it's shut down this time. Wes Tonkery with a stop on Washington. Who's getting a heavy load early in this game. There's Tonkery, converted safety in his first season as a full-time starter at linebacker, and a guy you've really been impressed with.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his effort. This is the type of guy who will be on the ground after getting blocked, get up and make the tackle on the other side of the field.
Already 6 carries for DeAndre Washington and running with a purpose so far. Got 6 and sets up a 3rd and short for the Red Raiders.
Tackle number 37, Wes Tonkery. Brings up 3rd down and 3.
3rd down and 3 for Davis Webb in this offense. Only 5 in the box for West Virginia. So they run it, but up from his linebacker spot to make the play is Kwiatkowski.
Justin Stockton the ball carrier.
Joe, right here, Kwiatkowski is going to come right up the middle here. Only 5 guys in the box, like you said, for West Virginia on defense, and he just makes a great individual play, running right up the A-gap and tackling the back in the backfield.
They'll go on 4th down and 2. West Virginia has not allowed a 4th down conversion all season. Webb to throw against pressure. Over the middle with a first down. Jakeem Grant into the vacated area for 10 yards to convert 4th down. And right back on the ball with a first down from the 34. Washington again. Carl Joseph like a rocket from his safety spot for the tackle.
Hey, Joe, going back to that 4th down conversion, you're going to see Grant just get a great release inside. on KJ Dillon. Nothing special. Gives him a little stick to the outside, slips inside, and because of the vacated area from the blitz of the West Virginia linebackers, all sorts of room for him to catch the ball.
Here's a sweet play. Devin Lauderdale. Lauderdale explodes and cuts for a Texas Tech touchdown. His first as a Red Raider. Officially, it'll be a pass play to that foot forward. And how about the explosion from Lauderdale?
Boy, young man you did not expect to see making this play. Watch him coming across. You're going to get a great block on the inside by number 82, Brent Mitchum, and then Lauderdale just does the rest. Uses the speed to get around. Nice move at the end to get in the end zone.
They put Texas Tech in front here in the first quarter. Bust them with the extra point, and it's 7-3. Texas Tech. Big play to begin the drive that started at the 26 was to Bradley Marquez down the seam with a rocket from Davis Webb. Then it was Grant converting on fourth down. And on the next play, they run the sweet play for Devin Lauderdale, who explodes for his first score in a Texas Tech uniform.
Okay, here's the plan. You're going to want to turn right
in 0.2 miles.
No. Watch the lane.
And we have this really great view.
Got a car in our blinds.
And we learned how to salsa dance. He was dancing.
Backseat drivers just met their match. Introducing the entirely new Sonata Sport.
You forgot to turn off the...
From Hyundai.
Devin Lauderdale goes 36 yards. It'll officially be a 36-yard touchdown catch. And I think he needs a new nameplate. He's missing the D. Lauderdale, says on his back.
We didn't know that he changed his name before the game?
Oh, no, he switched that this morning. Didn't get that. Early kick time, lost in translation with the 11 a.m. local start.
TPS reports.
Yes, good check. Here's the dangerous Mario Alford, who's taken back 2 kicks for scores this year. Takes a knee this time, and West Virginia begins at the 25. Today, college football continues as 2 of the nation's top quarterbacks clash in a big Pac-12 battle. Number 12, Oregon, number 18, UCLA, both trying to bounce back from their first losses last week. And at 4 on Fox Sports 1, it's Oklahoma State and Kansas. Joe, you know the last time Oregon lost back-to-back games? Can you figure that out off the top of your head?
I'm going to say 2006.
Close, 07. It's been 7 seasons since they've lost back-to-back games. And in danger of it today, going down to Pasadena to take on UCLA. West Virginia trails for the first time. It begins with a Russell Shell run. And Shell unable to turn the corner. How about the game so far being played by the sophomore Keenan Ward from his safety spot?
Well, what a great job by this whole Tech defense. We saw it earlier, J.J. Gaines taking the nice angle of pursuit to keep the running back inside. This time, Keenan Ward just comes up and makes a great play as the running back is taken out to the outside. Well done by the Tech defense today.
Trickett throwing the corner out, and that's short. 7, the ball jarred loose. 3rd down. Guess who?
The ruling on the field is a catch out of bounds. 3rd down.
Keenan Ward again, Joey.
Well, yeah, these safeties for Tech have really impressed me. Tech's defense, obviously, for good reason, has not gotten a whole lot of credit this year because they frankly haven't played that well. Today, against one of the most potent offenses in the Big 12, they're coming up big here in this first quarter.
And I said jarred the ball loose. It never came out.
The ruling on the field of a catch out of bounds is under further review.
So he did hold on to the ball, but the initial call was that he didn't get a foot down. They're going to take another look to make sure that that call is correct. Let's take a look.
Well, exactly. 2 things you have to have: possession of the ball and a foot down in bounds. Oh boy. You saw the little, now watch this. You're going to see a few of the little rubber pellets come up from his left foot here. Excuse me, right foot. I think he got it down.
Yeah, you see the rubber pellets,
you see
which
the
is in this artificial surface.
Exactly. Just a little bit of a scrape, but I think it's going to be enough.
After further review, The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is confirmed.
Confirmed.
It's third down.
Apparently they didn't see the little rubber pellets.
They didn't get the memo.
No. Jeez. Again, early
TPS
start.
reports.
Yeah. Jeez. You find those rubber pellets in your shoes for weeks after playing games on these fields. So it is third down and 7, and Keenan Ward, who defensive coordinator Mike Smith says is going to have a great future. They've been playing his best game so far. And how about Smith fired up, hoping his defense can force another punt. Empty set for West Virginia. Trickett well protected. Over the middle and drop. Head shorts for not just a first down, but for plenty more had he held on. It's fourth down.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you need a little bit of luck if you're going to get some momentum going. Clint Trickett does a nice job of delivering, frankly, a perfect pass. Da'Keil Shorts needs to make this catch, but you know what? Sometimes, Tech, you just got to get lucky. You know, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and now they're going to get the ball back with a chance to build on some momentum.
And it's almost blocked, but somehow he gets rid of it. And Batson back there takes it at the 31. Swarmed by the West Virginia coverage team. The time now for a game break. Let's check in with Greg Wolf.
All right, to the Red River rivalry from the Cotton Bowl. Number 11 Oklahoma trying to bounce back from last week's upset against TCU. Alex Ross leads the country in kickoff returns. He goes 91 yards. His second kickoff return for a touchdown this year. The Sooners lead Texas 7-3 first quarter. Joey, nice Office Space reference, by the way.
Glad you caught that, Greg. And you saw the Ross kick return there. West Virginia knows all about that. He did that to West Virginia a couple of weeks ago in Morgantown. Davis Webb back out there, just got retaped on the sideline. Immediately went to the trainer's table to get those ankles rewrapped after the last drive. They stay on the ground here on first down. Yet to throw on a first down play in this first quarter. That was the freshman into the game, Justin Stockton. He's averaging 8 yards per carry. They'll throw it on second down. 8 in coverage. So tight windows, but he still finds a hole for a first down. Bradley Marquez pulls it into the 48 on a gain of 20. A flag came in.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the pass. Offense number 11. The wide receiver was covered up. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And so for the first time, Texas Tech gets bit by these penalties of the nation's most penalized team.
Well, here you go. Can't quite see it up at the top. Oh, there you go. 2 guys on the line of scrimmage. One of those receivers has to be off in order to make the other one eligible. Self-inflicted wounds. I mean, you got to stop shooting yourself in the foot if you're Texas Tech.
You see it there, the crux of the issue with this team, the most penalized team in the country. And turnovers an issue as well. This is a free play, and Webb knows it. He's got a man. It's Lauderdale again. It's a touchdown again. And it should stand.
The penalty is declined. Result of the play. Touchdown.
76 yards for Lauderdale, who entered the quarter without a touchdown in his Texas Tech career, now has 2.
And Joe, I love the maturity of the young sophomore Davis Webb here, going on a hard count to draw the defense off, then recognizing he has a free play, taking a shot down the field, and it paid off. Great job by Davis Webb.
Yeah, the swinging gate set up on that extra point, but didn't like their numbers, so they set it up to kick. It's busting out of the hold of Bradley Marquez. A big play for Texas Tech. Some savvy for Davis Webb, knowing that he had the free play and taking a shot for Lauderdale, who's got 2 touchdowns in this first quarter. Devin Lauderdale, sophomore out of Houston, JUCO transfer in his first season at Texas Tech with a pair of touchdowns in this first quarter. Came into the game with 100 yards on the season. He's got 100 yards in this opening frame.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Well, you know what that says? It speaks to the depth of this receiving corps for Texas Tech. You know, Jakeem Grant is the guy who gets all the attention. I think Bradley Marquez might be just as good, if not better, a receiver. And now you got a young sophomore, Devin Lauderdale, coming into the mix. Tech's receivers have some serious depth here.
Here's Alford backing into his own end zone, and he will take a knee. Let's check in with Chris Budden. Couple of big plays, maybe building some confidence down there, Chris.
Yeah, it's making a lot of guys dance down here on the sidelines. And Cliff Kingsbury told us yesterday that's the one thing that this team has been missing is that swag, that confidence. That even in those wins, they didn't have anything to build upon. But after those 2 touchdowns, towels waving, feet dancing down here. Certainly some swag on this Texas Tech sideline.
Yeah, Chris, and he told us you see him play with that confidence and that, as he said, swag in practice, but it just hasn't translated the game so far. A talented team that's played poorly. The words of Cliff Kingsbury. Not so far in this quarter, though. West Virginia down 2 scores now from the 25. But Trickett under pressure. Eludes it. Keeps his eyes downfield. And throws one into coverage for Kevin White. Inbounds, first down. Magic from Trickett to find White.
Well, first of all, great job of avoiding the rush by Clint Trickett. And then gets to the edge and finds his receiver on the sideline. Wow.
Went for 24 yards. Now they go back to White, who gets a couple of blocks in front and explodes down the sideline for another first down. Let's go back to that previous play.
Well, Joe, watch. You're going to have the pressure coming in from the outside. He's going to get flushed around and then spins back. God, Clint Trickett did not do that last year. He was not healthy enough to make that play. This year, you got a new quarterback in the backfield.
They pump the screen and run the draw to Andrew Bowie, who gets pulled down by V.J. Fehoko. Lost a couple of yards. It'll be second down and a dozen.
Joe, that last play, or excuse me, 2 plays ago, speaks to a lot of things for West Virginia. 1, the health of Clint Trickett and his experience. And 2, then Kevin White finding the space on the sideline to make that tough catch.
Trickett over the middle has a completion to Jordan Thompson, the 5'7" junior who's been dealing with an ankle injury. First quarter clock winding down. West Virginia hustles to the line, looking to get another playoff. But it runs out on him, and the next play will start the second quarter.
This is the end of the first quarter.
West Virginia with a field goal on its opening possession, but then it's the Texas Tech offense. So disappointing so far this year, but so good in this first quarter today. There's Mike Smith, who took over the defensive coordinator duties after Matt Wallerstadt resigned for personal reasons back in mid-September. He said it's what he's always wanted to do, to be a coordinator, and wants to inspire these kids to know what it feels like to play in a great defense. He's been a part of some over the course of his coaching and playing career. His defense trying to force another 4th down. Trickett feels the pressure and rolls with a throw on the move for a first down. Once again, it was Kevin White that came loose for his 3rd catch of the drive.
Well, and once again, Brandon Jackson from that defensive end position for Texas Tech gets into the backfield and forces Trickett out of the outside of the pocket. This time he broke contain early and got his eyes downfield to convert the first down.
Trickett a deep drop this time. Again, extending the play over the middle and incomplete. Could have been intercepted by Austin Stewart. Instead, it's incomplete as he looked for K.J. Myers.
A bit of a risky play throwing back, although he did have a lot of open space. But just gets enough of a finger on the ball to deflect it.
It's a golden rule, right? Don't throw late across your body in the middle of the field.
Unless he's wide open, right?
Well, yeah, right.
That's the asterisk to the rule that nobody knows about.
Second down. Here's a draw play for Bowie. Unable to get outside, and those white shirts rally. Nigel Bethel was there with Sam McGuavin, the leading tackler of this defense. Keenan Ward again flying in there as well. It's another 3rd down and long. 3rd and 9, West Virginia. Trickett steps up and zings one for White, who beat the freshman Bethel. But the ball popped out, and it's 4th down.
And Joe was about to say a great catch by Kevin White because the ball was a little bit behind him. Let's watch as he possessed the ball all the way down to the ground.
Boy.
Well, it's tough to tell from that angle if he had possession of the ball when he was back at the ground.
Is that the receiver completed the process of a catch, and while on the ground, the ball was ripped out. It's a catch, 1st down.
But a great job by this Big 12 crew to get together and get it right. So they say he completed the process, and then it was ripped out by Bethel, so the call stands.
The ruling on the field of a completed catch is under further review.
So they will review it. The call right now is a completed pass and a 1st down for Dana Holgorsen in this offense.
And Joe, from that review, from that angle we had, I wouldn't necessarily dispute that call. It was tight, but I think that's the right call from the angle we've seen.
It was a great job by him to adjust to go back and get it. Let's check into LA with our rules expert, Mike Pereira. What do you think on this one, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that this is one where it looks to me like you would stay with the call on the field. The question was going to be, even though you saw the ball pop out, did he actually regain possession of the ball before it got stripped out? That's the central question. And I think since they discussed it and put it as a catch and down, then to me, it well might stay. It's actually the knee that drives the ball away. But after the sideline catch we had earlier where you saw the rubber pellets fly up and you didn't reverse that one, I'm not so sure about this one.
Yeah, so this is one of those where it's got to be indisputable video evidence, so the call on the field maybe either way would have stood here, huh?
Yeah, and I think if you look at Reggie Smith, and he's going to be a lengthier discussion here, you know, he's got to look to see if, in fact, you reverse this and put it into a catch. Then you've got a 1st down involved, and you've got to adjust the clock.
Catch is confirmed. 1st down.
All right, well, we appreciate it, Mike. They do confirm the call. And West Virginia converts a 3rd down. So Kevin White with his 4th catch on this drive, trying to get his 6th consecutive 100-yard receiving performance in all 6 games in this 2014 season for a guy that last year only had 35 catches the entire season. He's already well past that number. 6 catches total today. And a 1st down for West Virginia at the 12 with a bigger set here to run the ball for Shell. And Russell Shell is in for the West Virginia touchdown.
Joe, look at the hole opened up here by the West Virginia offensive line. Putting 2 blockers through there. And Russell Shell just walks into the end zone. A bit of a changeup we're seeing from West Virginia, running the football a lot today, and it's caught Texas Tech's defense a bit off guard.
Josh Lambert on for the extra point. And a good response by the Mountaineers after the big play for Texas Tech. Russell Shell behind a couple of good blocks from Elijah Wellman. And Cody Clay, 88 in blue, with a big block on that play. The guy that Dana Holgorsen says makes him go. 14-10. Back here in Lubbock on a day with the temperature struggling to get into the 50s. Texas Tech behind a couple of big plays with a 14-10 lead. Cut to 14-10 on the Shell touchdown run with a big drive. 9 plays, 75 yards. It lasts a little more than 2.5 minutes. Converted a 3rd down on that drive to help Shell get into the end zone for his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. So Texas Tech gets it again. And Justin Stockton brings it out across the 20. We talked about those big plays for Texas Tech. The last one came after the defense forced a fumble, maybe a critical, controversial call here.
Well, yeah, West Virginia scored a touchdown on the last drive when Kevin White's catch was upheld. This time, Da'Keil Short's catch should have been reverse, so it was a catch. Instead, Texas Tech gets the ball back and quickly strikes down the field. A big turning point in this ball game so far.
And credit to Cliff Kingsbury's team for taking advantage of it. They get the ball here at the 23. And on 7 first-down plays, have run the ball each time. See what they do to begin this drive. It's their first-down pass play, and it's Lauderdale again. Their feet in the hot hand. Lauderdale gets a few this time. It's his 3rd catch of the day, 103 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
Hey, Joe, and while Nick Kwiatkowski wasn't the one who made the tackle there, he was the one who made the play. Recognized the screen coming back, drove hard on the wide receiver, and forced him to change direction, which allowed his defenders time to come in and make that tackle.
Here's Washington. DeAndre Washington with a first-down run of 15 across the 40. The junior out of Missouri City, Texas, with a heavy dose early in this game. And successful dose. 7 carries, 51 yards to help take some of the pressure off of number 7. Webb will give it to him again on first down with a cut. And with a spin to get close to another first down.
Well, Joe, Washington is living up to his billing as a guy who's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Today, almost averaging 7 yards a carry. You know, when Tech runs the ball, it's enough of a changeup that it allows more space. They're doing a great job of taking advantage of that today.
In West Virginia territory, quick throw to Dylan Cantrell, who's got 6. And Texas Tech will take that every time on first down.
Well, yeah, and it's like a running play. You're going to see Texas Tech throw the ball a lot very quickly to the outside, and even if they only get 2 or 3 yards, essentially those are the plays that they consider runs as well.
Washington on the draw. And this time Kwiatkowski's there. And when they've stopped the run, it's been because of Tonkery and Kwiatkowski.
Yeah, these two guys are very active on the inside. Not big run-filling type of linebackers, but extremely fast side-to-side guys. And those are the type of backers you need in the Big 12 Conference where the ball's going all over the field.
So 3rd and 6 now for Davis Webb in this offense. West Virginia brings heat. Webb over the middle, beats it with Grant. And Jakeem Grant with a first down and more. It's a touchdown. 43 yards.
Number 97 reporting is number 77.
Joe, big hit on Davis Webb here. Nice job of staying in and delivering the ball. But you see what's happened because Tech has run the ball so well. West Virginia has to commit another guy to stopping the run, which allows the wide receivers one-on-one coverage. Jakeem Grant just beats the coverage by himself, makes a great play in the end zone.
And the 3 Texas Tech touchdowns, averaging 51 yards per. This time it's Jakeem Grant with his 5th touchdown of the season. They brought the blitz up the middle. Webb saw it. Got the ball to his playmaker, who took it into the end zone, and Texas Tech back in front, 2 touchdowns. Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Geico, and it's been a good one so far in Lubbock. 21-10, Texas Tech in front, trying to snap a 3-game skid after that 2-0 start. Latest touchdown comes Davis Webb to Jakeem Grant on the crossing pattern on 3rd down. Alford with a chance to return it for the 2nd time. 2 touchdowns this year. But the coverage team does well to shut him down at the 15. Joey, take us back to that touchdown from Webb to Grant.
Hey, Joe, because Texas Tech is running the ball so well, they have to commit. West Virginia on defense, 6 guys into the box to stop it, which leaves one-on-one coverage outside on their wide receivers. And when you play a team like Tech that throws the ball so well, you cannot afford to leave your DBs on an island because this could happen.
A lot of talented guys outside, and they take advantage with Grant there on the 7th consecutive completion for Davis Webb, totaling 190 yards over that 7 completion spurt. So this drive begins for West Virginia at the 15. And Trickett off play action. Throws one too tall for Smallwood. And it'll be second down and 10 with the defense coming from Jalen Barnes.
And Joe, if you're surprised to see Smallwood 25 yards down the field, don't be.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is a very versatile back. He'll catch the ball out of the backfield, but the coaches also told us he's probably their second best slot receiver. So you're going to see him line up at that inside receiver position and run routes down the field. A very versatile guy for West Virginia out of the backfield.
Cody Clay in there at the fullback spot. They throw one to White. And White with a stiff arm tries to get loose and uses his strength to get a few, but he was tackled by Keenan Ward. You got to watch it there with a little bit of extracurricular after the play. Third down and 6 for the Mountaineers. Trickett hits White. Can he run for the first down? You bet. Kevin White with another reception. This one goes for 12 yards. And they convert another third down. 8 catches, 84 yards for a guy that's had at least 100 in all 5 games this season. Play action again. Under pressure. Got rid of it, but the throw is altered by the backside pressure from Pete Robertson. Second and 10.
Well, Joe, Pete Robertson has been one of the most effective defensive linemen for Texas Tech this year. Leads the team in sacks and tackles for loss. That time gets into the backfield and nearly gets another one.
So second down and 10 for Trickett in this offense. Most balanced offense in the country over the first month of this season. Almost perfect balance. Fakes the run, scans the field, time to throw it, and check it down for Shell. But the defense rallies. Austin Stewart was there first, making his second start of the season today. It's a loss of 2, and it's 3rd and 12.
Hey, Joe, I gotta say this. I gotta give a lot of credit to the Texas Tech secondary right now. Justice Nelson, Nigel Bethel, those 2 young guys are doing a great job in covering some very explosive wide receivers.
And on 3rd and long, they hand it to Shell, who bounces outside and sticks the shoulder down, but he's short. It's Keenan Ward to drop him down, and it's 4th and 3. Ward's tackle total climbing in this first half. Mike Smith's defense has forced the punt. Nick O'Toole to send it away for West Virginia. The worst punt coverage team in the country so far this year. But a good punt here to Cameron Batson is downed at the 5. Texas Tech trying to snap a 7-game conference skid to avoid their worst start in 2 decades. And they're off to a good start against Clint Trickett and West Virginia. It's 21-10 here in Lubbock.
Let's get it going. G-Mo, he working fast. No readers. Let's go late lunch. Let's move right. Let's go. Get out my camera angle, man. Don't mess up my shot.
35-year-old Cliff Kingsbury, the youngest Power Conference head coach who signed the lucrative 3-year extension prior to this season that has him under contract through 2020. His offense starts his drive at the 7, and Davis Webb has now completed 8 passes in a row, though this one goes for no good. J.J. Dillon stopping Justin Stockton, and it'll be second down. And Davis Webb has been sharp for Cliff Kingsbury so far in this game. Kingsbury's offense last week with just those 13 points. He's continued to say he's seen good things in practice, just haven't materialized in games yet. He's got to be happy with how his offense has played so far in this one. So they go to Washington there. It's a yard. It'll be 3rd and long. Last 3 drives for his offense have resulted in touchdowns.
Well, I can't get much better than that. And what Tech's done really well is recognize what West Virginia's doing on defense. When they play coverage, they're running the ball. When they commit guys to stop the run, they're taking advantage of man coverage and winning on the outside.
Webb will dump it off for Quentin White, who needs blocks and gets pounded from the secondary side of first down. But a flag comes in. Do you have a targeting penalty on number 9, K.J. Dillon?
No, Joe, I think they're going to get him for the extracurriculars afterwards. K.J. Dillon came in and gave him a pop.
After the play,
okay.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Yep. Defense, number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Same result as far as penalty yardage.
And Joe, you're going to see K.J. Dillon come in from the top of your screen here. Wow, put a pop on him.
Solid,
and now
clean
there,
hit.
right at the end.
Extra stuff.
Right at the end. Finishes him off. I mean, maybe he thought he wasn't down. Maybe he thought he was sitting on somebody, but that's just a penalty you cannot have when you've already gotten Tech's offense off the field there.
First down run play again. Washington makes a cut and gets tackled by Carl Joseph. And again, it was a really clean textbook tackle. I said maybe targeting, but no, that was shoulder pad to the chest. Stop while you're ahead, right?
Exactly. The only thing I can think of is that he thought the runner may have been sitting on somebody, wasn't officially down, but you got to hear the whistle and know the play is done.
4 receivers into the near side of the field for Texas Tech, with Washington motioning out there. Webb looks that way and comes across the middle with a flag coming out. Wanted to go across the middle to Dylan Cantrell. And they're going to get Al-Rashid Benton. See if it's holding or pass interference. Be a first down either way.
Pass interference, defense, number 17. Spot of the foul, automatic first down.
You're going to see it right here. We talked about it a minute ago, how Texas Tech is taking advantage of man coverage, and that's what happened right there. Man coverage coming across the field. Al-Rashid Benton gets caught in a bad position, has to grab the receiver coming across.
And that was Ian Sadler, not Dylan Cantrell, that he went to, but a first down nonetheless. Washington again on first down. You get the sense that with all these run plays on first down, you're going to see play action over the top on a first down play at some point. They pump to the screen and throw behind Grant, who is open. He had a couple of men open on that play, including Cantrell.
I was just about to say you're the key in foreshadowing right there, because he had 2 guys, one running wide open up the sideline and one in the seam, which he chose to go to. Just got a little bit too excited. One of those cases where they're so open you just don't want to miss it. You got to take advantage of those opportunities when you have them.
So 3rd and 7. Eight in coverage. So Webb has time and completes it to White, who stops short and then gets the ball knocked out. It goes out of bounds. Texas Tech will retain possession. Excellent second effort from White off of the hit from Worley, but he is short, and it's 4th down.
Well, excellent effort from the West Virginia defense as well.
The ball was contacted by West Virginia player who was out of bounds, which makes the ball out of bounds. It's 4th down.
Well, there was the explanation, which I think we already got, but West Virginia rallied to the ball so well. Quentin White caught the ball right at the first down marker, and 6, 7, 8 West Virginia players kept coming to knock him back and keep him from the first down.
And they're setting up for a fake. They sneak a man under center, but West Virginia appears to be ready. So they tried to get him with a hard count. Nobody moved. They'll take a timeout.
Delay of game.
No,
Offense.
they won't.
5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
They'll just take the delay. They gave it a shot. They converted a punt, or a fake punt last week against Kansas State by snapping the ball to their punter Samake and having them run for it on 4th down and 1. This was a different look that West Virginia was disciplined on. And again, it is Darryl Worley waiting back on this punt instead of Jordan Thompson, who's had some fumbling issues back there. And Worley back off of the 2-game suspension, taking over the punt returning duties. High kick from Samake. Takes a good Texas Tech bounce inside the 20 and down at the 16. Well, Texas Tech trying to snap this 3-game skid, and with a 21-10 lead late in the first half. Halfway point of this college football season already, and Texas Tech with a 21-10 lead on West Virginia as we take a look at our Nissan Heisman Watch.
You know, these running backs, Melvin Gordon and Amir Abdullah, both have multiple 200-yard games on the season. Dak Prescott has just burst onto the scene the last couple weeks against LSU and Texas A&M. Marcus Mariota obviously has been there since the start, but don't be surprised to see names like Amari Cooper and maybe even Kevin White work their way into this discussion as the year goes on.
False start going to start this drive.
Offense number 78, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And obviously Todd Gurley removing himself from consideration.
Yeah, it's tough to win the Heisman if you're not on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think people and the voters don't know is how long he's going to be suspended for. They said indefinitely, and it looks like it's going to be a long period of time.
First down handoff goes to Wendell Smallwood, who picks his way for a solid run of 12 yards to make it second down and 3 or 4. And again, we've been under a rock the last couple of days. Todd Gurley suspended indefinitely for taking money, allegedly, for autographs. On 2nd and 4, trick it off play action with time to throw, but too tall. And how about the coverage from Nelson, but it draws a flag.
Well, I was just about to say the same thing. Tight coverage all day from these corners for Texas Tech. Justice Nelson and Nigel Bethel doing a wonderful job on some talented receivers for West Virginia.
It's against Mario Alford this time.
Prior to the pass, holding defense number 31, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Where you go up top, Justice Nelson on Mario Alford, one of the fastest receivers in college football. Just a little bit of a grab on the back of the jersey there, but enough to draw the flag.
Here's Smallwood. Good surge from that offensive line on this first down play. Got 4 yards and 2nd and 6. Wendell Smallwood, mostly a special teams player as a true freshman last year, ran for a little more than 200 yards. He's already nearing 200 yards on this season near the halfway point. 2nd down and 6. They run it against a crowded box and get stopped. VJ Fehoko was the first one there. Utah transfer in his first and only season at Texas Tech, and it's 3rd and short. Eight in coverage. Trick it into a tight window. Has Cody Clay for a first down. Only his 4th catch of the season, but it's a big one.
Well, yeah. Coach Holgerson told us this is a do-everything guy. He can play wide receiver, running back, even offensive line. But Clint Trickett did a very nice job seeing the opening, delivering the ball quickly. Great read, great recognition.
There's all kinds of freedom to change plays at the line of scrimmage. Make some kind of check on first down from the 46. Gives it to Smallwood. Strong running, slammed down by Pete Robertson, but a 5-yard first down pickup.
Well, yeah, 2nd and 5. I mean, the playbook just opens up. I mean, we've seen 3 times now on this drive they run the ball on first down. Even after the penalty, the false start, they get it back to 2nd and short.
The empty set. West Virginia in a hurry. Trickett under pressure. Steps out of it. Throws into coverage and incomplete. A flag in the backfield, and you may get some kind of roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 92. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Andre Ross.
Well, you're going to see Andre Ross coming in from the top of your screen here. Just a little bit late.
We just had another flag come out, Joe.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 67, taunting the bench, 15-yard penalty, it's 1st and 10.
Quentin Spain, and again, because that came after the play that resulted in a first down.
First unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
It will remain first down. So you don't lose the yardage that gave you the first down with a penalty. You at least don't lose the first down. So 1st and 10 from the 49. Spain, who played at a different level last week, said Dana Holgerson, comes out of the game after that. On 1st down, it's Dreamus Smith, who had a good game last year against Texas Tech, and the Red Raiders win in Morgantown. They're still getting into Quentin Spain, who stays on the sideline.
Well, Joe, and I'm sure the coaches are getting at Quentin Spain because he's one of the most experienced offensive linemen out there. He needs to be the leader, the guy with the cool head on his shoulders.
Trickett throws too tall for Alford with the coverage from Justice Nelson. And Trickett has not looked as sharp as he has the last couple of weeks.
Well, no, he hasn't for 2 reasons. 1, he's getting pressured in the pocket, and 2, the coverage down the field has been fantastic for Texas Tech. This is a Tech defense that has really surprised me, has shown me a lot, has really been challenged, and is coming up big against West Virginia today.
Well, Trickett said last week he thought he played terrible against Kansas, and I'm not sure that he'd rate this one highly so far either. On 3rd and short, Smith gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And this Texas Tech defense, the story so far today.
Number 10, Robertson.
We've seen Clint Trickett under center a couple times, and they're running this power. And it looks like they're going to do it again here on 4th down.
Trickett with a straight drop back, taking a shot down the sideline for Alford. Incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs. Had one-on-one against Justice Nelson, who stuck with him. And Texas Tech takes over.
Joe, how many times have we said Justice Nelson's name already in this ballgame? The 6'2" sophomore running with the short little speedster out there, Mario Alford. There aren't too many people in the country who can keep up with him out there. Doing a wonderful job in coverage for Texas Tech today, and this defense has been the story of the ballgame.
Under Mike Smith, who said he wants these kids to know what it feels like to play on a great defense. The 6th different coordinator they've had with this group over the last 6 years. He took over mid-season when Matt Wallerstadt resigned for personal reasons on September 18th. Smith, who was a position coach, moved into the D coordinator role.
Timeout, Texas Tech. 30 seconds.
And has said that he's tried to keep things as simple as possible for this inexperienced unit. And playing their best game so far today. With this timeout, how about a game break with Greg Wolf?
All right, guys, you were talking earlier about the suspension of Todd Gurley. Number 13, Georgia, surviving just fine without him in Columbia right now. Hudson Mason from 11 yards out. The Bulldogs lead number 23, Mizzou, 20-0, 2nd quarter. Joey, back to you.
All right, Greg. Yeah, Georgia has not been good on the road as of late. They've dropped 5 of their last 9 away from home, but rolling Mizzou so far in that one.
Yeah, Mizzou's been an up-and-down team this year, losing a couple weeks ago to Indiana with a big win last week, but really playing very inconsistent football.
Yeah, rocky year for Chris Budden and the Missouri Tigers. Drive starts at the 42, and Webb will throw the screen underneath. Reginald Davis making a man miss, but not Nick Kwiatkowski. He's got 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. Reginald Davis, number 2 in white, a guy that this staff says has the potential to be the best wide receiver in this group.
Well, yeah, this is a very deep wide receiving core for Texas Tech, and you've seen a lot of them today.
Headed off on 2nd down. DeAndre Washington getting 6. It'll be 3rd and a yard. Inside of 2 minutes in this first half. Washington has been a big part of the game plan for the Red Raiders. And gets it again here on 3rd and short to pick up a 1st down. How about 14 first half carries for 77 yards for the junior?
Right on average. I mean, he's averaging 5.5 yards a game, or carry, coming into this game, and he's at 5.5 yards today. Very consistent running back.
Just seeing more touches than usual. 1st down throw from Webb. Against a 3-man rush, has time. And somehow with 8 in coverage, Washington still wide open out of the backfield. 2nd and 2. Off play action. Taking a shot into coverage and picked off. Webb forces one into coverage, and K.J. Dillon gets his first interception of the season. He had Jakeem Grant running wide open across the middle, and instead tried to force one down the sideline.
Well, yeah, young mistake there. Davis Webb had Jakeem Grant. You see him in the middle of those receivers, break and whoop into the middle of the field, but instead stares down the receiver up the sideline and allows K.J. Dillon to just creep out there. You watch his eyes. He never got off of the outside receiver, and K.J. Dillon, frankly, had an easy play just watching where the ball was going to go.
8th pick in his last 115 attempts. Coming into the game, 6th in the country in touchdown passes, 2nd in the country in interceptions. His 11th overall this year.
And Joe, yes, I got to say this. While that is a big mistake and they had an opportunity to score, that's really Davis Webb's first mistake today. He's played some fantastic football.
West Virginia gives it to Shell on first down, who gets 7. They have all 3 timeouts, but less than a minute to work. They've had some issues moving the ball against this Texas Tech defense. AT&T halftime will follow this opening half in Lubbock. Shell again, stopping and starting and getting 2. As soon as this final half minute runs out, get you to Rob and the guys with the AT&T halftime. Shell makes a nice cut and gets a first down, pushed out by Ward, stopping the clock with 24 seconds. And again, all 3 timeouts. You surprised that they're not trying at least to move the ball down the field?
Well, what you want to do when you're coming out of your own territory deep like that at the end of the half is maybe run the ball a couple times like they have and try and pop one, get a little bit of space. Now they may be at the point with 3 timeouts and 24 seconds that they can start to throw the ball and feel a little bit more comfortable that they're not, working out so deep out of their own end zone here.
And they run it again with Smallwood. Tough running for 9 yards. But it looks like West Virginia is satisfied taking this one into the locker room. Well, somebody stops the clock.
First charge timeout, West Virginia.
Interesting time to use that first timeout. Well, we have a moment. Let's check in with Rob Stone in L.A.
Coming up on the AT&T halftime, we'll head to the Cotton Bowl for the sites for the 109th edition of the Red River Showdown. How's Georgia faring without Todd Gurley? And #1 FSU with a strong start at Syracuse.
All right, Rob, we'll stick around for that when this first half winds down. 21-10 Texas Tech. Clint Trickett finding this Texas Tech defense to be much tougher than he probably found it on film. It's a defense that has given up 40 points a game and has allowed scores on half of their drives this season. That's the most among power conference teams. But a pretty solid first half for the Red Raider defense. 2nd down and 1, and now they will throw. Trickett steps up, spins away, and gets pounded. So they call a timeout for that.
This is the end of the first half.
Andre Ross will get credit for the sack to bring this first half to a close. The Texas Tech team trying to find some momentum with a 3-game losing streak with a really solid first 30 minutes. Let's go down to Chris Button.
Thanks, Coach Kingsbury. Been able to limit the Mountaineers to just 10 points. What has your defense been able to do to limit Clint Trickett in this West Virginia offense?
Just playing very sound. They're knowing where their playmakers are and keeping them in front of them.
I know that you told us that it was the penalties and the turnovers that have hurt your offense. You've been pretty mistake-free until that last turnover. What do you guys need to do second half?
Yeah, that was a big one. We're driving and it's first down. We can't make that mistake, but continue to play hard and see how it goes.
Thanks, Coach. Joe?
Thanks, Cliff. Thanks, Chris. 21-10. Texas Tech in front. And now we send it to Rob Stone in Los Angeles. Sports 1 College Football is presented by Geico. Back here in Lubbock, ready to get the second half going between Texas Tech and West Virginia. So far, it's the Red Raiders with a 21-10 lead, trying to snap a 7-game conference losing streak. Joe Davis, Joey Harrington, Chris Budden with us again in a moment. Offense, offense, offense. The talk this week, right? Naturally. Right. I mean, these two teams, two of the best offenses typically in the country, but so far in this one, it's the defense for West Virginia that's been the story.
Well, yeah.
Or for Texas Tech.
Well, Texas Tech's defense has been phenomenal this season. Today. Keenan Ward, J.J. Gaines coming up big and making tackles in the run game. And then how about the job that Justice Nelson has done in the secondary for Texas Tech? Covering maybe two of the best wide receivers in the conference, Kevin White and Mario Alford, holding them really in check all day.
How about our first half stats brought to you by Geico? Texas Tech perfectly balanced in that first half as far as play calls go. 18 runs, 18 passes. And we'll start this second half with a ball. That's a touchback. They'll begin at the 25, and we check in again with Chris Budd.
Hey, Joe, got a chance to catch up with Dana Holgorsen after the half, and he said that Texas Tech has done a really good job at making Clint Trickett uncomfortable. He says his team needs some better pass protection. On the other side of the ball, that's what Texas Tech has done well. He said the key to this second half is his defense needs to get some stops, make some blocks, and tackle.
All right, Chris, and maybe play with some more purpose. You heard the guys during halftime, Joe Klatt in particular, say that it looked like Texas Tech was playing with more of a purpose in this game so far. Racing out to this 21-10 lead. So from the 25, here's Davis Webb in this offense. Webb was really good with the exception of the one throw in that first half. 14 of 18 for 215. And they begin this second half with the delay of game penalty.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Nation's most penalized team on the season wasn't terrible in the first half. 4 penalties for 35 yards.
Well, we talked about it at the start of the game. You got to stop shooting yourself in the foot if you're Texas Tech. Drops, interceptions, penalties. And they had an interception there at the end of the first half, and now a penalty to start the second one.
Out of an empty set against pressure. Tonkery running free, but they throw right where Tonkery came from to Jakeem Grant to get the penalty yards back. And it'll be second down and 9. These two teams both pretty darn good on offense this season. But it's been the Texas Tech defense that's been the story, holding West Virginia well below its season average on yards per play. Webb off his back foot, has Marquez for a first down. And again, with the exception of that one throw, Davis Webb has been locked in.
Well, yeah, he's looked really sharp, especially throwing the ball over the middle of the field. Great job of drifting away from pressure, throwing the ball off his back foot, and still throwing an accurate ball where his receiver can catch it.
From the 45, here's DeAndre Washington. And Washington getting 9. 16 carries for 87 yards for the junior from Missouri City, Texas. And an offense known for throwing the football has had a nice compliment on the ground.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
Been close to perfectly balanced. An offense it's normally about 65% pass. Only one more pass play than they have run plays so far today. Injured player is Kyle Rose. Redshirt junior nose. Taking a look at that right leg. Good to see him to his feet. This is year 3 for West Virginia in the Big 12. And Dana Holgorsen said one of the big reasons you're seeing some improvements is the improved depth on the defensive side of the ball, which you've got to have to play in this up-tempo conference.
Well, right. And they said that they've got that depth because they had to play 10 to 15 freshmen when they first came into the Big 12 conference. Guys like Kwiatkowski, Tonkery, Carl Joseph, K.J. Dillon, Terrell Chestnut. These guys have all been playing for 3 years now, and you're starting to see the experience pay off for them.
Second down and 1. Washington again. And this time, nowhere to go. So it'll be 3rd down and short. Darian Howard with a stop on that play. Checking into the game for Kyle Rose. 3rd down and 3 on the opening possession of the second half for Texas Tech. West Virginia brings only 3. Webb over the middle, incomplete. Wanted Polite Bray, who is defended by Darryl Worley, fresh off that 2-game suspension. So 4th down and 3.
Well, Joe, by motioning the running back out of the backfield, it created a one-on-one situation for the backside receiver. Davis Webb is counting on a receiver to just win that route. Good coverage by the West Virginia defense.
Offense stays out there for 4th down. Have converted their lone 4th down opportunity today. All 11 men within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they bring heat. Marquez has it, but is short. Fighting and reaching. It'll depend on the spot. Marquez mano-a-mano with Carl Joseph, and it looks like they spotted him with enough for a 1st down.
Joe, you said it, all 11 guys up by the line of scrimmage. They brought one more than Texas Tech could block. Forced Davis Webb to throw the ball quick, but just a great individual effort to reach for that 1st down.
The ruling on the field of a 1st down is under further review.
Against a guy with more than 200 career tackles. Wow. And they're going to take a look to make sure they got the spot right. Texas Tech playing some inspired football today, trying to snap this 3-game skid and trying to avoid the worst start in 2 decades. Red line on your screen, not official. Needs to get just beyond the 45. That looks like a pretty good spot.
I would agree with that. I don't think his knee hit before the ball got out there.
Take a look at the knees.
Take a look at his knee, yeah, as he... I don't see anything that would be indisputable.
Right.
To overturn it, yeah.
It's the thigh that goes down first, but again, the key there being indisputable video evidence you'd need to have to pull that spot back. And even if you pulled it back a foot, he's probably still got the 1st down.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. 1st down.
Boy, what a play by Bradley Marquez. Individual effort to fight for a 1st down and extend this drive. On his 3rd catch of the day. Senior from Odessa, Texas, who spent 2 summers as an outfielder in the Mets minor league system. This past summer was first time in a couple of years that he's focused on football, not gone and played minor league baseball. So from the 45 with a fresh set of downs for Davis Webb. Quick throw to Cantrell is bounced in there, 2nd down.
Well, Joe, Davis Webb just went a little bit too quick there. You saw him after he threw the ball. Upset with himself. Could have thrown a better football there, but just saw the open coverage outside. Again, West Virginia put an extra guy into the box to commit to stopping the run. Left the wide receivers one-on-one outside. Davis Webb just tried to get it to him quickly.
Try to get Stockton on the edge with a couple of blocks. And Justin Stockton, the freshman, averaging 8 yards a carry. Gets exactly that here to make it 3rd and 2. Highly touted recruit, more than 6,000 yards in his high school career. And finding ways to get him the ball here in his freshman season in Lubbock. On 3rd and short against a crowded box, Washington hurdles his way for close to the 1st down marker. It once again will depend on the spot. And they've spotted him just short. How about this? They've already run the ball 22 times, just short of the season average, and we're on the 1st drive of the 2nd half. They need another run play here on 4th down and a foot. They go out of the gun, needing inches. And going to the teeth of the defense. Washington gets stood up. It's a turnover on downs. We said this story was the Texas Tech defense. First headline of the second half belongs to the West Virginia defense. Nick Kwiatkowski leading the way, shutting down the hole to get the ball back to the offense. So they had 2 plays to get 2 yards and couldn't do it. West Virginia shuts it down. It takes over when you come back. Great work by Brian Alexander. The rest of our production crew capturing the scene here in Lubbock, Texas this weekend on an unseasonably cool Saturday with the temperature at kickoff right at 50 degrees. Joe Davis, Joey Harrington, Chris Mudd. Back here at Jones AT&T Stadium, West Virginia looks to get the offense cranked up, down 21-10. Opening possession of this second half for the Mountaineers. They start with a play-action flip to Thompson off the left side. Fehoko and War with a stop. They get 4 or 5 yards, and it'll be second down. Good start to this game for Fehoko. Ward as well, already with 11 stops out of his safety spot. On 2nd and 4, here comes Shell. And Shell with some room for a first down. And more for Russell Shell, but a flag comes in as Robertson runs him out of bounds. Got 23 yards, could be coming back.
Russell Shell, the ball carrier, flag on the play.
Holding, offense, number 11, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So they get Kevin White, and that'll bring that one back.
We'll see it coming into the screen right here. Kevin White just getting a little fistful of jersey. And what receivers, well, anybody's allowed to do. You're allowed to grab as long as you're within the framework of the body. But once you get your arms to the outside, no. Yeah. They're going to flag you on that one.
It's a spot foul, so still gained of a yard on the play. 2nd and 3. Shell up the middle this time for a first down. Nigel Bethel with a tackle. Pick up a 5 for the Pitt transfer in his first season of action at West Virginia. Was recruited to Pitt by Todd Graham and by Tony Gibson, who is now the defensive coordinator here at West Virginia. And he helped Shell get here to West Virginia after moving here from Pitt. Arrived last year out of shape, was up to 240 pounds, worked hard to get ready for this year. At 215 right now, has dropped a ton of weight. From the 47, here's Trickett handing off to Andrew Bowie. Sticks the nose down and gets 6 or 7.
Andrew Bowie, the ball carrier.
Trickett limited to 110 yards through the air so far. Shell has gotten it going on the ground, part of this running back by committee. And the nation's leading receiver, Kevin White, 16 yards from his 6th consecutive 100-yard game. Trickett, good field in the pocket, steps up and takes a shot for Thompson, but over his head, and it's 3rd down.
Clint Trickett's pass.
Well, Joe, we've mentioned it earlier. Clint Trickett has not had a whole lot of wide receivers down the field. He's been forced to throw the ball into tight windows, and he's been forced to do it with pressure in his face. The defensive line, we haven't talked about him for Texas Tech, has done a nice job. Pete Robertson, Brandon Jackson getting pressure on Clint Trickett and forcing him to throw a ball from pressure into tight coverage.
3rd and 3. Empty set for Trickett. With time to throw, but running out of time with more good coverage. He'll try to run for it. And it looks like he got it. But again, the coverage downfield was good enough that he had to use his legs to pick up a first down.
Yeah, with guys like Kevin White and Mario Alford, you do not expect Clint Trickett to be sitting in the pocket as long as he has been. Texas Tech doing a nice job in coverage, just needs to keep contained. Andre Ross needs to keep contained and not allow Clint Trickett to break outside and run for that first down.
Here's Wendell Smallwood spinning off of Sam McGuavin and getting pulled down by Jackson Richards. We've been talking about the coverage from this defense. Part of the coverage is coming from that guy, Nigel Bethel, a true freshman making his first career start. And he's drawn Kevin White several plays on this drive and done a good job shutting him down. Smallwood with a nice cut. And a West Virginia first down to the 26.
Well, Joe, part of the reason that Texas Tech has been able to slow down Kevin White, at least, is because they're putting Nigel Bethel on him and then a safety over the top. But what it does is it takes the guy away from stopping the run, and West Virginia is exploiting that right now.
Trickett throws one too tall and incomplete. Ward had his hands on it but couldn't hang on. And when Trickett has missed today, he's missed high.
Well, he's got his wide receiver. I mentioned it a moment ago that they're rolling a safety out over the top of Kevin White, and what that's doing is opening up the middle of the field. Clint Trickett has tried to attack it a few times, and you're seeing it there. He's telling his wide receiver, go down the middle. Don't break across. Don't run across the field. Run right down the middle in the area they vacated.
10th play of the drive coming here, and again, it's Bethel covering White to the near side of your screen. But his safety over the top. Play action. This time he throws low, 3rd and 10. He's looking for Alford, defended by Justice Nelson. Here's White, gets a block to get 7, but tackled shy of the first down by Dixon.
And, Joe, the only way they've been able to get Kevin White the ball today because of the coverage is just throwing these quick screens.
They're going for it on 4th down. But a timeout taken by Tech.
First charge timeout, Texas Tech.
So West Virginia on its opening drive of the second half looking at a big 4th down on the other side of the break. Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Geico, and it's 21-10 Texas Tech. The 12th play of this West Virginia drive will be a 4th down and 4. And they will bring the field goal team out after they had the offense there prior to the timeout, which was taken, ironically, by Texas Tech. So Dana Holgorsen changes his mind during the Texas Tech timeout and sends Josh Lambert onto the field for a 38-yarder. He's made both today and brings West Virginia back to within a touchdown. So West Virginia with points on its opening possession of the second half. And Davis Webb will take back to the field with a touchdown lead when you come back to Lubbock, Texas. Reaching the halfway mark of the season in this Big 12 matchup, and Davis Webb has bounced back masterfully from his tough performance last week with 3 touchdown passes. One of them to Jakeem Grant, 2 of them to Devin Lauderdale with his first career 100-yard receiving game. But as much of the story as the offense has been, the defense has been a huge surprise, holding West Virginia's potent offense to only 10 points in that first half, giving up a field goal on the opening possession of the second half, and looking at a 21-13 game midway through the third quarter. Joe Davis, Joey Harrington, Chris Budden back in Lubbock, and Michael Molinari to send it away. Jakeem Grant will watch it bounce into the end zone. Tonight on Fox, Game 1 of the NLCS between the Giants and the Cardinals, making their 4th consecutive NLCS appearance. Coverage beginning right after the Oregon-UCLA game at 7:30 Eastern. Plus, you can tune in here on Fox Sports 1 for a unique, never-before-seen presentation of the game that'll include analysis, on-field reports, live demos, hardcore baseball for the hardcore fan. We're trying to join the guys in studio for that. It's a breakdown Game 1 of the NLCS between the Cardinals and the Giants. Texas Tech moved the ball well on their first possession of the second half, then turned it over on downs. Start this drive with a screen. Over the head of Washington and incomplete.
Davis Webb's pass intended for number 21, DeAndre Washington. Collision brings up second down and 10 along the 25-yard line.
West Virginia shows pressure on 2nd and 10. Webb tries to get him to bite with a hard count, but they don't. Mountaineers bring 5. It's picked up. Webb steps into his throw for Marquez. Right on the money for a first down.
Joe, we've seen this all day. West Virginia committing to the line of scrimmage to bring pressure and stop the run. And Davis Webb is taking advantage of the one-on-one matchups that creates outside. Again, nice job drifting from pressure and nice job throwing the ball to the outside.
Washington with a stiff arm to free himself outside. DeAndre Washington with a first down to the 48.
Well, Joe, what that throw to the outside did a moment ago is it got this crowd back into it. Now you get up to the line of scrimmage, you break a big run, and you got a little momentum moving.
Fake the screen, throw to Marquez over the middle. And another Texas Tech first down. Got the backers moving outside with a pump fake. Opened up a window over the middle. From the 40. They fake to Washington. Webb has one-on-one outside and hits the crosser. It's Batson, Cameron Batson. Only his 4th catch of the season. That moves the chains inside the 30.
And great patience by Davis Webb on the play action. Rolls outside, sits. He didn't have his receiver open wide right away, but he waited for him to clear coverage, delivered a strike to the outside. Great patience by the young quarterback.
Fake to Washington again, looking over the top and instead checking it down. And Washington is inside the 25. As Webb that time got through his progression.
Well, again, patience. With pressure in his face, he drifted, kept his eyes down the field, and then at the last minute dropped it off to his running back in the flat.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
It's Drayvon Henry, freshman safety. Freshman from Pennsylvania, coming off his best game. Really played well against Kansas last week. Gaining more confidence in his freshman campaign. Taking a look at that right leg. Texas Tech on the move. We'll take a break. With Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character and leadership. For more information, visit foxsportsupports.com. Webb will hand it off to Washington. He spins his way inside the 20 and sets up a 3rd down and short.
You know, you got to credit the Texas Tech offense and their play selection, because every time West Virginia gets into a too high safety look and takes somebody away from the line of scrimmage to play coverage, they run the ball. And when they commit somebody to the line of scrimmage like they do right now, leaving man coverage outside, they've thrown it successfully. Look for Davis Webb to attack that outside of the field right now.
One-on-one across the board, like you said, Joey. The Webb looking wide side, now coming back shoulder for Cantrell. What a catch! First down and goal.
Boy, oh boy, we saw Cantrell make a catch like this a couple weeks ago. A one-hander. This time he uses 2 to go up and get it, and then uses his head to come down in bounds. What a catch.
Tech right back on the ball. It's White getting stuffed. Shaq Petaway, outside linebacker with the tackle. We get one more look at this catch.
When you got guys who are 6'3", you can go up and attack the ball like Cantrell does. Gets control of the ball first, then puts his right hand down to complete the catch. Wonderful throw and catch. Great recognition of one-on-one coverage outside by Davis Webb.
On 2nd and goal, they'll throw for it. And didn't give Cantrell a chance. Now looking at a 3rd down and goal. Well, they like Cantrell and his playmaking ability. He had an acrobatic catch a couple of weeks ago on a Thursday night against Oklahoma State. Does the same here to put him inside the 10. But now 3rd down and goal for Davis Webb in this offense. They bring Grant in motion. Webb sprinting wide side. Throws it back. A block in front. But pushed out of bounds, and it's 4th down and goal. The seldom used Rodney Hall with his first touch. 4th down.
And it was Nick Kwiatkowski who read this and peeled all the way back to make the tackle. I thought they were going to throw to Jakeem Grant in the flat out there. They even fooled me setting up a screen on the backside. Great development on the play, but better read and recognition by Kwiatkowski in the linebacker spot.
Ryan Buston on to attempt the 21-yarder. This is only his 3rd attempt of the season. And he got it. Now 6 field goals short of tying the school record. That's the 42nd of his career. This long drive results in 3 for Texas Tech. Texas Tech is off to the worst start since 1999. Last time they were 2-3. Last time they were 2-4 was back in '94. Cliff Kingsbury said, "They're a talented team that's just played poorly. You got to figure this is their best game so far, trying to snap that skid and trying to get their first Big 12 win since their last win against West Virginia last year." Fife will kick it away for Texas Tech. Mario Alford, one of the nation's top returners, hasn't had a chance to break loose yet today. They keep it away from him with a high kick. Taken at the 25. And spinning free is Myers across the 30. Time now for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving Game Break with Greg Wolf.
All right, thanks. Let's go to Camp Randall Stadium. Melvin Gordon, becoming a big part of the Heisman conversation, flies in his 4th rushing touchdown of the day. 169 yards on the ground. Wisconsin has added another touchdown since they lead at 38-14, 4th quarter over Illinois. Joey.
Okay, Greg. And here it's 24-13 Texas Tech. Clint Trickett in the offense back out there. They'll work out of an empty set on 1st down. Texas Tech brings 4. They set up the screen for Smallwood. He makes a couple of men miss and then stumbles and falls for 2.
Joe, if you're West Virginia, you got to start getting the other guys involved. The other guys, I mean, anybody but Kevin White. They're rolling the safety over the top of Kevin White and playing him in press coverage right on him. Get everybody else involved.
There's Mario Alford skirting his way up the sideline for a couple more. 3rd down. We know all about the relationship between Dana Holgorsen and Cliff Kingsbury. They go way back, and Holgorsen doing all he can to make sure that Kingsbury and that Texas Tech sideline can't steal anything. On 3rd and 5, Red Raiders show blitz and bring pressure. Trickett is sacked. And they call it a live ball. Recovered by Texas Tech. Alston picked it up after it was knocked loose by Robertson.
Sideline. As the quarterback fumbled the ball, it was recovered by Texas Tech. 1st down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct by Texas Tech for the bench coming onto the field. That's a 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot.
And you heard our head official there, Reggie Smith, tell us that there's a 15-yard bench penalty on Texas Tech following the takeaway. So they get the takeaway, which has been part of the issue, losing the turnover battle, but then they have a penalty to move them back 15 yards. The other half of the problem so far this year.
You know what, if I'm Texas Tech, I'm not I'm worried about her. It doesn't bother me. The fact that they've got pressure on Clint Trickett today is the big story. That's what I'm hanging my hat on. They've been able to flush him from the pocket all day. He's never looked comfortable, and when he has looked comfortable, they've had great coverage down the field to keep him from throwing the ball down. So if I'm Texas Tech, even though there is a penalty here, I'm still feeling very good about what my defense has done to a very potent West Virginia offense.
And it doesn't look like, taking a look at this, we got to see a couple of replays. At first glance, it looked like maybe Trickett's knee was down. But not much of an argument from that West Virginia bench. Yeah, it looks like they're set to play football with a first down from the 37 for Texas Tech. They run it on first down with Washington, who's got more than 100 yards today. Gets 3, 2nd and 7. Washington again sees the hole and hits it for a first down inside the 20.
And Joe, K.J. Dillon came off the edge there trying to stop Davis Webb from getting outside the pocket, but instead of playing tight to the line of scrimmage, he went deep after the quarterback and allowed the running back to cut underneath him.
Career high performance for Washington, taking some of the pressure off of Davis Webb. From the 18, throwing one for the corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Wanted Marquez, 2nd down.
Joe, let's go back to the last play. Here's what I'm talking about. Dillon's coming off the edge, and instead of playing tight to the line of scrimmage for the run, he goes deep after Davis Webb and allows Washington to cut underneath. Watch this. He goes after Webb. His job is to play contain and keep that running back in there. Gives him a big hole for a big play.
Webb well protected. Marquez got tackled by Henry. And that'll make it first down and goal.
Prior to the pass, holding defense, number 6. At the distance of the goal, automatic first down.
And Joe, again, Davis Webb sees the one-on-one coverage outside, an extra guy committed to stop the run, and you see Davis Henry just tackle Bradley Marquez right there on your screen, but he's attacking the one-on-one coverage on the outside. Excuse me, Drayvon Henry.
The 6th West Virginia penalty makes it first down and goal. Here comes Grant in motion, drawing the attention of the defense, and then they give the ball to Washington for a yard. Not much there, but the way that Texas Tech has been able to run the football today has totally changed things for them.
Well, yeah, it's forced West Virginia to show their hand. It's forced them to say, hey, look, I'm going to commit another guy to the line of scrimmage to stop you from running the ball. And when they do that, and the coaches on the sideline see it for Tech, they relay it to Davis Webb like they're doing right now. And he has the choice. Okay, do I change the play, or do I roll with what I've got?
He's got one-on-one on the outside. Throw in the corner. It is juggled and incomplete. Dangerous throw that K.J. Dillon had a shot at. He whiffed on it, and then so did Grant.
Well, Grant gets his hands on it. Maybe should have caught this ball. A well-thrown ball by Davis Webb into tight coverage. Well covered by Dillon there.
So 3rd down and goal. West Virginia, one of 5 teams in the country that's given up a score on every single trip into the red zone by an opposing offense this year. He throws the fade. Cantrell adjusts, but Worley with great defense, and it's 4th down.
We haven't called his name a whole lot today, but Darryl Worley has done a nice job this time on Dylan Cantrell, who's already made a high point catch. We saw it on the last drive on the sideline.
97 reporting is number 77.
does a nice job against the bigger wide receiver and not allowing him to go up and make the high catch.
And so Ryan Buston comes on. He had attempted 2 field goals over the first 5 games. This is his 2nd field goal attempt in the last 2 possessions. And it extends the lead back to 2 touchdowns. 21 straight makes for Buston from inside of 30 yards.
The wait is over. Get the best iPhone ever, the best way ever, from T-Mobile. Introducing the best trade-in value guaranteed. Trade in your old iPhone at T-Mobile and get up to $350. It's the best trade-in value guaranteed. Get the best iPhone ever today at your local T-Mobile store.
I see that you want me. Yeah.
Texas Tech has controlled most of the way. 2-touchdown lead late in the 3rd quarter here in Lubbock. Go back to 2000 here at Texas Tech. Take a look at this team photo. Of course, Cliff Kingsbury and Dana Holgerson were both part of this team. Holgerson, a wide receivers coach. Kingsbury is a quarterback. But who else was in this group? Mike Leach was the head coach down in front there. And 3 other, in addition to Holgerson and Kingsbury, now FBS head coaches. Sonny Dykes at Cal, Art Briles at Baylor, and Ruffin McNeil at East Carolina.
Well, all those guys are putting up huge numbers as head coaches. Sonny Dykes at Cal, Leach now at Washington State, throwing the ball all over the place. Connor Halliday having a heck of a season. I don't know where Holgerson was looking on that team picture.
Was he off to the side?
He was looking off to the side. Maybe his gaze was into the future.
Here's a short kick again that could be trouble, but a nice job by K.J. Myers to step up and take a fair catch at the 35. And then, of course, Kingsbury and Holgerson first worked together as coaches at Houston. You saw the picture. It was Holgerson that got Kingsbury that job. A defense that's in the bottom 10 nationally on the season, allowing 40 points a game, playing by far its best game of the season so far today.
Well, yeah, if you told me they were going to hold Clint Trickett to 121 yards passing at this point, I'd say there's no way. But they've done it with great pressure up front, and more impressively, they've done it with great coverage in the back end.
Here's Russell Shell. Good surge from the offensive line. And Shell out close to a first down as the Sun tries to poke through for the first time today in Lubbock.
Today's official Jones AT&T Stadium.
Short of a first down for the Hopewell, Pennsylvania native. 2nd down, less than a yard. Trickett to throw. Open man, it's Thompson! And Thompson in a foot race for a touchdown! 56 yards for Jordan Thompson.
Joe, I've talked about it all half. By rolling a safety over the top of Kevin White, you're leaving the middle of the field wide open. You saw Clint Trickett a couple drives ago pointing to his wide receiver, down the middle, down the middle. That's exactly where they go right now. They attack the vacancy. Good job of recognizing where the hole is, delivering a strike for a touchdown.
Bringing West Virginia just like that back to within a touchdown. Trickett's first touchdown throw of the day hits Jordan Thompson. He's been dealing with an ankle injury, but running well here.
Joe, here's what I'm talking about. This safety is way over here on Kevin White. What it does is leaves a giant hole in the middle of the field. Watch them. They're paying so much attention to Kevin White. On the outside of the field, they're just leaving the middle completely uncovered, and it's taken a couple quarters for West Virginia to recognize it, but now that they see it, Texas Tech is going to have to honor it.
Well, Thompson got off to a good start this year, had 10 catches over his first 2 games, but over the last 3 games, only 4 catches. So good for him to get back involved again in the offense. A big response for West Virginia, who's in need of something to feel good about. They got it there. Jakeem Grant waiting back on this kick for Michael Molinari. The line drive hits one of the up men, who gets back on top of it at the 24. With a second, let's check in with what's going on at the Alpha Chi Omega sorority on campus.
We want Jay and Dan! We want Jay and Dan! Raider power! Raider power!
Big Fox Sports Live fans here in Lubbock. We appreciate Alpha Chi Omega's support. Catch Jay and Dan later tonight. Of course, they'll have game 1 of the NLCS on Fox. And on Fox Sports 1, you can catch some in-depth, deep statistical analysis coverage. Kevin Burkhardt and the guys will take you through that. And then Fox Sports Live follows. There was a flag on that play.
Sideline warning. It's a 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down. West Virginia.
So I believe he meant penalty on West Virginia. And then the 5 yards added for Texas Tech. Next time they have a sideline warning, it'll be 15 yards. But this one just 5, and it moves the ball to the 30 for Davis Webb in this Texas Tech offense. Blitz is picked up, giving him time to dump for Washington. Open field tackle made by Shaq Petaway. Got a few. Second down and 6.
36, Shaq Petaway. 84 brings up second down and 6. The ball on the 34-yard line.
It's third quarter winding down in a 1-touchdown game. Second down and 6. Washington hit in the backfield and dropped. It was Kwiatkowski that got there first for a loss of 2.
And Joe, we've been calling his name all day. Heck, they've been calling his name all year. Kwiatkowski has been the defensive MVP for this West Virginia team. Does a nice job of scraping over the top and then cutting back in to make the tackle.
Big third down for this West Virginia defense. Only 3-men rush. To the sideline, it's knocked down. K.J. Dillon with the defense on Jakeem Grant. West Virginia forces the punt.
Number 11, Jakeem Grant, defended on the play by number 9.
Joe, Tech has taken advantage of this man coverage outside all day. This time, West Virginia just does a nice job. Dillon plays the route perfectly, steps in, knocks it down. Great defensive series by West Virginia, and maybe building on a little momentum here.
First 3 and out of the day. Samake's punt, a line drive to Worley, who gets pumped, and a flag comes out with the ball loose. Got to at least give him a chance to catch it. I don't think he did. There is no halo rule anymore in college football, but you can't do that. To time it up a little bit better if you're Austin Stewart.
That's how it's written in the rule book, too.
Time it up a little bit better, Austin Stewart?
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Simultaneously, the ball and Stewart arrived.
Kick catch interference by the kicking team. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
So it'll be good field position for West Virginia. Let's check in with Greg Wolf for a game break.
All right, guys, back at the Cotton Bowl, Oklahoma had just 29 yards of offense in the first half. They nearly equaled that on this play alone. Trevor Knight to Sterling Shepard's 24-yard score. Number 11, Oklahoma leads Texas 24 and make it 30-13 now in the fourth quarter. Joey, back to you.
Okay, Greg, and that looks a little more like what you probably would have expected in that one. So West Virginia starts his drive from its own 49, and they go with play action. Trickett looking downfield and stepping underneath for Kevin White. Nice job to get through his progressions with the downfield throws covered and find White for 8 yards.
Well, again, Joe, Justice Nelson doing a nice job on the backside of this coverage on Mario Alford. Trickett was looking to him on a backside post, just simply didn't have it.
Second and short, final seconds of this quarter. Here's Russell Shell for a first down. We got a good finish coming up in this one.
Russell Shell, the ball carrier.
27-20 Texas Tech. As we've reached the halfway mark of the Big 12. Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Geico. Joe Davis, Joey Harrington, Chris Budden. On to the fourth quarter in this Big 12 matchup. Clint Trickett in this offense on the move with the ball at the 38 of Texas Tech to begin this final frame. Trickett today, 19 of 30 for 184 through the air with a touchdown and no interceptions. Fourth quarter begins with play action. He's got White running down the middle of the field, but again, coverage is tight, and too tight this time for Nigel Bethel. Reggie Smith and the officials getting together. Well, Bethel definitely impeded his route.
There's no foul on the play for pass interference, incomplete, second down.
But they overturn it.
Well, there was definitely contact.
Yeah.
Look, here, the safety for Texas Tech has usually been playing out over the top. This time he comes down. Clint Trickett sees that, attacks that vacancy. Kevin White gets in there. There's a little contact. I'm not sure what the discussion was by the officials. Maybe they just called it incidental.
So they go to Shell on second down, and he gets a few. It'll be third down and 7. And this crowd, which has been underwhelming today, I know it was a morning start, comes alive for a third and 7 early in the fourth. They run it on third and 7 to set up a fourth down in less than 3. Stop made by Austin Stewart. Big play coming up here for West Virginia. But it looks like they're sending the field goal team out there.
And Joe, I was going to say, we've seen West Virginia run the ball on third and long a few times today, and maybe they were doing it there because they knew it was 4-down territory. But in comes the field goal unit. I'm not sure I agree with the play calling on a couple third and longs today for West Virginia.
Josh Lambert has a strong leg. 2 for 2 today. This should be his longest from 47. And he pushed it. So West Virginia comes up empty-handed and a 7-point game still early on in the fourth. 1990 when small towns Old Lubbock and Monterey merged. And the compromise was that they'd build around Monterey, but call it Lubbock. Early on in the fourth quarter, and Texas Tech with a 27-20 lead over West Virginia after the miss from Josh Lambert on a 47-yarder after the conservative play call from Dana Holgerson, who elected to run the ball on third and long to set up the 47-yard field goal. A first down throw from Davis Webb is covered downfield. He's sacked. A coverage sack against a 3-man rush.
Officials timeout.
Shaq Petaway is injured. A Webb on the season is sacked once every 75 dropbacks. That is double the number of dropbacks per sack for any quarterback in the country. So rarely do you see him going down.
Well, Joe, you're going to see Shaq Riddick come in and make contact with Shaq Petaway there, helmet to helmet.
We'll step aside. Good to see Shaq Petaway to his feet and helped off of the field after that incidental head-to-head contact. Second down and 14 for Texas Tech. The Webb was sacked for the first time today, only the second time this season. They hand it off to Washington with a flag coming in. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, but flag in the area of holding.
Holding offense number 63, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
So left guard James Polk Let's check in with Chris Budden.
Yeah, quick injury update for you. Demetrius Alston has gone to the locker room. He has a right calf contusion and is questionable to come back for the rest of this game.
All right, that's starting defensive end, defensive tackle for this Texas Tech defense. That was penalty number 8 for Texas Tech, so slowly that total climbing. 8 penalties and 80 yards. Second down, a quarter of the field. Here comes Washington getting a chunk back. Up to the 30 with another flag in.
Holding offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And it's Polk again.
Well, Joe, you need to be careful if you're Texas Tech here. You keep backing yourself up into your own territory. Right guard, here we go. Guilty of the infraction. Down the field here on Kwiatkowski.
Yeah, just that last pull. He doesn't agree with it. Making the start for the injured Alfredo Morales out with a knee injury. But a couple of holding penalties on him. 9 penalties, 90 yards now on Texas Tech. Against a 3-man rush, they dump it off, and Washington with blocks in front. Out across the 20, you look around, make sure there's no flags. There are none, but it's still going to be 3rd down and long as a result of those penalties. So 3rd and 19. West Virginia showing pressure.
Full start.
Jeez.
Offense, number 63.
Oh, boy.
5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
When it rains, it pours.
Wow.
And this crowd recognizing that's 3 penalties in a row on Polk lets them know of their dissatisfaction. So 3rd down and 24. And they're going to let Webb throw. Steps up, got to be careful. He was holding that ball dangerously loose with the back pressure coming. We'll get to you in a moment there, Joe. It's checking before the punt for a game break with Webb limping off.
All right, guys, Georgia pitching a shutout and showing they can still run even without Todd Gurley. This is Brendan Douglas, 15-yard score, up and over and in for the touchdown. It is 34-0 Georgia over number 23 Mizzou, 4th quarter, guys.
Okay, Greg Worley going back on his punt and putting it on the ground, but then picking it back up. Ball is loose inside the 25. And recovered by West Virginia.
First down, West Virginia.
So West Virginia dodges a bullet. They've had issues returning punts this year and put Worley back there instead of Thompson. He still coughed it up. Luckily for the Mountaineers, they're back on it, down 7. 3rd down play, that left ankle got rolled up on.
Well, 2 things here. 1, the ankle gets rolled up on, but you cannot have this ball hanging out like that. 3rd and long in your own, deep in your own territory. Shaq Riddick, the 6'6", 240-pound transfer. You see his ankle just get rolled on a little bit there at the end. Davis Webb needs to be more careful with that football late in this ballgame.
Russell Shell, 100 yards so far today. Slips through initial contact for a yard or 2. Inside of 11 minutes in this Big 12 matchup, West Virginia has trailed most of the game. They've had more than 500 yards in 4 consecutive games. In danger of that streak being snapped today. Here's Shell again. 3rd down.
Well, Joe, we've seen it all day. Keep a look at, or take a look at Kevin White and where the safety is in relation to him over the top. If they leave him one-on-one, don't be surprised if Clint Trickett goes to find him.
Top of your screen, Trickett looks his way. Instead, over the middle has Thompson and a 1st down. It was Jordan Thompson that had the long touchdown catch in the 3rd quarter. Here he's got a big reception of 18.
Well, Joe, and now what this 1st down does for West Virginia is it allows them to get into their tempo offense. Keep this momentum rolling.
They hand it off to the tight end, Cody Clay. How about a run of 4 for him?
Yeah, Coach Holgerson told us this earlier in the week. I thought he was kidding. He said Cody can play wide receiver, running back, offensive line. He does it all for us.
Quickly outside, here's White. Got a block from Thompson. And they got pushed out by Keenan Ward. They'll make that Jalen Barnes, and it'll be 3rd down and short. It was, by the way, first carry of the year for Cody Clay. Pressure coming. Here's White in trouble. And the whistle blows. This Texas Tech defense playing its best game of the season, and they were ready for the quick throw to Kevin White.
Well, Joe, this safety that's been up over the top of Kevin White all today now is playing tight right here, number 15, Keenan Ward. Coming down and just makes a great play. Kevin White, a strong physical wide receiver who can break that first tackle, but Keenan Ward coming in to clean things up.
Line drive kick to Batson, who signals for a fair catch and takes it at the 15. Texas Tech would love a drive to run off some of that clock with a 7-point lead. Freshman Bethel playing an inspired game. Davis Webb has been good as well. It's a tight one down the stretch in Lubbock. Sports 1 college football is presented by Geico. Back here in Lubbock, 8:37 left to go. And Texas Tech trying to snap a 7-game conference skid dating back to last season. From the 16, they begin this drive with a Washington run. They're collecting 4 more yards to a career high. And it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Well, Joe, if you told me before the game that Washington was going to carry the ball 25 times in this game for over 100 yards, I'd have said there's no chance, but they've controlled this ball on the ground today.
Webb boots has Davis on the comeback. 1st down.
Davis runs pass complete to number 2, Rachel Davis. Red Raiders, 1st down.
Webb floating one. Marquez has it go off his fingertips. Carl Joseph was chasing. Pretty well thrown ball. 2nd down and 10.
Well, yeah, that was about as good a ball as you could throw. Again, West Virginia commits a guy to the box to stop the run. Davis Webb recognizes it, takes advantage of the one-on-one coverage outside. That time just inches beyond the fingertips of Marquez.
On 2nd down and 10, they bring late pressure. Webb off his back foot, out of the backfield, incomplete. Wanted Washington, who's covered by Tonkery, and Texas Tech looking at a 3rd down and 10.
Number 37, West Tonkery. Incompletion brings up 3rd down.
7:44 left. West Virginia trying to get the ball back to the offense, down a touchdown. They run it with Stockton with the same. Look out! Justin Stockton down the sideline for a Texas Tech touchdown.
Joe, Davis Travis Webb does a nice job of recognizing the coverage. All day, West Virginia has put an extra guy into the box to stop the run. He's thrown the ball outside to one-on-one coverage. This time, he sees two safeties high. West Virginia thinks there's no way they're going to run the ball here on 3rd and long. That's exactly what they do for a big play. Great recognition by the Tech offense.
Extra point is good. The freshman speedster, who had more than 6,000 yards in his high school career, takes off for the score that puts Texas Tech in front by 2 touchdowns.
Introducing new Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans. The most comfortable jeans you'll ever wear. Guaranteed.
How do we do it? We make Wrangler Advanced Comfort with 4-way flex technology that bends the way that you do, moves the way you move. And the reinforced fibers are 20% stronger than traditional denim. New Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans. Guaranteed to wear longer and feel better than any jeans you've ever worn.
Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Joe, here's what we've been talking about all day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in the box. That means you got 2 safeties deep. When West Virginia keeps those 2 safeties back, Texas Tech says, okay, fine. You're not going to put a guy in there to stop the run. We're going to run it even though it's on 3rd and 10.
Texas Tech makes them pay.
Frankly, I wouldn't have thought Texas Tech was going to run it, but that's the confidence they have in their running game today.
Drill to the back of the end zone. Alford takes a knee. And time for a game break with Brent Wolf.
All right, guys, back at the Cotton Bowl, Texas hanging around with the number 11 team in the country. Tyrone Swoops has thrown for over 300 yards, runs this one in from 12 yards out. Horns went for 2 and were denied. It's 31-26 Sooners, 4th quarter. Joey, back to you.
Wow, that's a surprising one.
Well, especially since Texas has had so little success against Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry, at least as of late. Big win last year with David Ash coming back, but right now, Swoops playing extremely well at quarterback for Texas today.
So West Virginia, not much room for error now, down 2 touchdowns, and Clint Trickett beginning his drive by scanning the field and throwing too tall for Alford, who was defended by Justice Nelson, 2nd and 10.
Well, Joe, we've seen Clint Trickett miss high a couple times today. I credit the Tech defensive line for getting pressure on him and making him feel uncomfortable. He has not had the time to set his feet and step into a throw. He's always been throwing off of his back foot.
All 11 men stand, giving him a tough look here, and it's Smallwood. And the defense giving him the run. They take it for 6, 3rd and 4. Smallwood again. Makes a cut for a 1st down across the 45.
Joe, tempo, tempo, tempo. These are 2 teams that we've expected to get up to the line of scrimmage and just go. That time, West Virginia gets to the line of scrimmage, doesn't allow Tech to get set, runs the ball, converts the 1st down, and moves the chains.
From the 48, right back to Smallwood, who squirts free again. And Wendell Smallwood dancing his way, but the ball comes out. And out of bounds. West Virginia maintains possession back where it was fumbled.
By rule, will come back to the spot of the fumble. 1st down.
Well, Joe, 2 hands on the football. It doesn't matter if you're down. You see that ball flying around.
Keenan Warren, what a game.
What a game he's had.
Ball came out at the 27. That's where they'll spot it.
Joe, take a look here. Kevin White in one-on-one coverage up top. You've got Ward over the top. Now he starts sliding over the top. See if he comes down to stop the run.
Russell shelled, and it was Keenan Ward in there in support. 2nd down and 9.
Joe, what they're doing is they're just kind of playing a little cat and mouse with Clint Trickett and Ward. He's staying back. He's played over the top of Kevin White all day to take him away. Now he's moving down into the box to cover the run.
Coverage downfield is good. Now Thompson comes open, but it's too tall, and it's 3rd down.
And Clint Trickett is going to want that one back. I know he was flushed out, and I know he had to get out and make a nice play on the run, but this is a ball you need to hit, especially late in the ball game on the road.
30 seconds.
Thompson only 5'7", could have used a few more inches. Timeout taken by Texas Tech. They have one left. How about our Academy Sports right stump player of the game? It's Keenan Ward, whose name we've said time and time again out of that safety spot.
Yeah, deservedly so. 14 tackles, a pass breakup, a forced fumble. I mean, this guy has played great coverage over the top of Kevin White, but he's also gotten his head down in there and made plenty of tackles one-on-one. Pops that ball out from behind. Great job by the entire Tech defense, really. I mean, you could give it to a bunch of players on defense. Justin Nelson has done a nice job on the backside on Mario Alford. Pete Robertson has been in the backfield. Brandon Jackson has been pressuring Clint Trickett. This Tech defense deserves a lot of credit for the job they've done today.
4-down territory, 3rd down and 9. Against the 4-man rush. Trickett's got one-on-one. It's White. It's a touchdown. They finally got the one-on-one they were looking for and promptly took advantage for a 26-yard strike.
Well, here it is, Joe. One-on-one coverage. Kevin White and the freshman Nigel Bethel. Keenan Ward has been that help up over the top all day. This time they commit the guy to stopping the run at the line of scrimmage, leave the freshman out on, I'll call him an All-American out there at wide receiver, and he just makes a big play.
Extra point makes it a 7-point game. Kevin White with more than 100 yards in all 6 games this season. This touchdown brings it back to a 1-score game in the final minutes.
Get up to 20% off and 1,000 rewards points at bestwestern.com with a swipe, a tap, or a click. Get up to 20% off and enjoy breakfast, free high-speed internet, and 1,000 rewards points. Only at bestwestern.com.
Did you know Heineken Light won the best-tasting light beer at the 2013 World Beer Championships? Apparently there are rules about drinking beer in commercials, so I'm drinking it over here. Ah, tastes good. I'm not wearing any pants, by the way.
Kevin White has already rolled past his numbers from last season, his first year at West Virginia after transferring in from the JUCO ranks. Had a big offseason, got much stronger, worked a ton with Clint Trickett, has developed a tremendous chemistry with him, and now has more than 100 yards in all 6 games this year.
Well, yeah, you saw flashes of it last year, but Coach Holgerson said he just didn't have the mentality. This guy has never been a #1 wide receiver anywhere that he's gone, and that's so tough to believe because he has the size, he has the speed. He just needed to believe it himself.
Molinari boots one into the end zone, and Grant will take a knee. Let's take a look at today's stat comparison brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company. Well, both these offenses getting up around 80 plays. While West Virginia has been limited some, at least comparatively to how they've been this season and how the Texas Tech defense has been this season, they find themselves within a touchdown inside of 6 minutes. Well, this is not the kind of spot that this type of offense is built for, with 5:55 to go trying to run clock.
Well, you would normally say that, but the way they've run the football today, that might be exactly what they do. Washington with 122 yards on the day.
Crowded box on 1st down. They run into it. And not much daylight for Washington, who gets 2. Career high for him today, 124 yards. West Virginia showing pressure. They've got some one-on-one opportunities across the board. The Webb will try to take advantage. Back shoulder for Davis, and it's incomplete. Coverage from Ickey Banks. 3rd down and 8 with 5:20 left.
And Joe, I know you got to take advantage of your outside matchups, but I'm not sure I would have done that with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in this ball game. You need to run time off this clock. West Virginia is starting to get on a roll, and frankly, I wouldn't want to give them the ball back with too much time to work with.
Davis Webb will hand it off. It's Stockton getting popped, and West Virginia's defense forces a 3-and-out. Jared Harper with a stop from his safety spot. The Mountaineers going to get it back with a chance to tie inside of 5 minutes. And they send Jordan Thompson back to return this. He's had problems this season with fumbles on punt returns and had been replaced by Daryl Worley over the first few punts of this game. Thompson waving his blocking team away from a ball that bounces inside the 25. And West Virginia will begin at the 21-yard line after a 48-yard punt. So Clint Trickett and this offense come back out. The nation's third leading passer. Florida State transfer in his second season at West Virginia. He lived in Morgantown from the time he was 10 until the time he was 15 when his father Rick was an assistant. Rick now an offensive line coach down at Florida State. That's where Clint started his time in college. Said he wanted to go to West Virginia all along, but they didn't recruit him. With Rich Rod being there at the time with more of a running quarterback style. Yeah. But he was able to transfer in, and he's right where he's always wanted to be. So first down and 10, and Trickett back to throw. On the slant, it's Alford, and he's got speed to the outside. 22 yards on first down to Mario Alford across the 40.
Boy, and is this guy fast. Get this guy the ball in the open field, and he can make things happen.
Inside 4.5. Trickett a deep drop over the middle again. It's Thompson again, who's had a really solid day at receiver. 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Still all 3 timeouts for the Mountaineers. Trickett has one-on-one. Down the sideline. Out in front of White. But a flag is in. The flag's down around the 30.
Pass interference, defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, here he is right at the top of the screen, number 1. Nigel Bethel, the freshman, in coverage on maybe the best player on this field today. And Tech's in a tough position here because they've done a great job of helping over the top of Bethel with Keenan Ward. But that opens up holes in the running game. And as of late, West Virginia has taken advantage of with Smallwood and Shell both going for 100 yards in the day.
Trickett double clutches, throws one and has Shorts inside the 15. And Nikhil Shorts with flags flying in. Down at the 13 and a gain of 23. Dana Holgerson thinks he's got the call figured out.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 15. At the distance to the goal, first down.
Goes on Ward. So just like that, West Virginia's got the ball at the Texas Tech 6-yard line. Here comes Bowie downhill with a cut. Inside the 5, and it's 2nd and goal. West Virginia has had its issues in the red zone this season. They're 98th nationally once they get inside the 20-yard line. Here's Shell. Inside the 1. Clock inside of 3 minutes and a 3rd down and goal for West Virginia forthcoming. Shell again. Reaching for the goal line. No signal yet. They've started him short.
It is short of the goal. It's 4th down.
4th down and goal.
So you got 10 guys all crowding the line of scrimmage here for Texas Tech. Boy, that one's a close one. Again, 10 guys at the line for Tech.
The ruling on the field that the ball carrier was stopped short of the goal line is under further review.
As it should be. It's good that they stepped in. They're going to take a look.
Yeah, I paused there for just a second because, look, as he falls forward, where is the ball? Is the ball in his right hand or his left hand? I don't think a replay from this side of the field is going to show where this football is.
Micah Awe with the stop there. The call on the field is that he's short. You would need indisputable video evidence to overturn it and call it a touchdown.
Yeah, and the fact that his back is to the camera on that side isn't going to give us any evidence.
Only have to break the front side of that white line with the football. Mike Pereira back in Los Angeles, our rules expert. What do you think?
Hey, I've been looking at all the shots with you guys. I don't think you can reverse the call because you never see the ball. That's the problem. You might make a case that maybe it was a touchdown, but without seeing the ball, we have a great shot right down the line. But since you can't see the ball, you got to leave it short, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's got to be that indisputable video evidence. And another call that we see, Mike, where it's the call on the field so important.
The ruling on the field stands as called. Fourth down.
That's what you figured it would be. Would have been hard to overturn it the other way, too.
On the ready for play.
And so, with 2:14 left, West Virginia with all 3 timeouts. Looking at a 4th down and goal inside the 1. Whistle and a timeout. Dana Holgerson with a sprint down inside the 10 to call it.
West Virginia, 30 seconds.
Clock him, Joe. You running a 40?
4.9.
4.9?
Yeah.
He's got to need a better start.
Right. So 4th down and goal. They do call their first timeout. They have 2 left, which is important to consider if they are stopped here. The timeout could wind up being important.
And if I'm Dana Holgerson, here's what I'm thinking. Twice now you've seen Texas Tech put 10 guys at the line of scrimmage, leave 1 guy out on Kevin White. So what's that saying? They're committing to the run. You might want to think about maybe throwing a quick little fade out there, or maybe a hard play action with Clint Trickett and a bootleg out.
So here you go, 4th down and goal. It's Snell reaching with a second effort for the touchdown.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Boy, it was stopped on his initial surge, but his second effort gets West Virginia within an extra point of a tie game.
Did I say bootleg? I meant just run it right up the gut. Great second effort by Shell there, running into the back of his own guy. And there, right there, second and third effort gets the ball across the goal line.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
And I suppose if you make sure of the previous one, you might as well be sure of this one as well.
Well, from what I saw, there isn't any doubt on this one. He gets stopped initially, running right into the back of his own guy. Then it's the second, right
no
there.
Question.
You're in.
This should not take long at all. And this will be the second touchdown in the last 4 minutes for a West Virginia team that trailed this game 34-20. The offense suddenly coming alive, taking advantage of some one-on-one opportunities with Kevin White outside. Mario Alford getting involved. And then on a 4th down and goal play inside the 1, Russell Shell with a second effort behind the block of Elijah Wellman has his second touchdown today.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown is confirmed.
So not quite there yet. Important extra point here coming from Josh Lambert. Tie game with 2:02 left. So Clint Trickett marches this offense down the field for his second score in the last 4 minutes. Mario Alford got involved. Then it was Da'Keil Shorts moving him inside the 15. And on 4th down and goal, it's Russell Shell. Tie game with 2 minutes left. A lot of push-ups over the last few minutes. Texas Tech broke that long run from Justin Stockton to make it a 14-point game at the 6-minute mark, but Clint Trickett has led a pair of touchdown drives to tie the game with 2:02 left.
Well, did he leave too much time on the clock? Yeah. I mean, the way that these two teams can move the football, 2 minutes is an eternity.
Lubbock known for being windy. As the ball blowing off of the tee. Molinari ready to kick it away to Jakeem Grant. Dangerous return awaits back at his own 2. Grant coming out. Jakeem Grant to the outside. And flips his way across the 30. Enter Davis Webb. A sophomore with 323 yards today. Really just one bad mistake that came before halftime. He's been tremendous today and a chance to cap it off as a memorable one here.
You know, Davis Webb has done a very nice job of taking advantage of man-to-man coverage on the outside on this final drive here. I'm interested to see what West Virginia does on defense. Do they commit an extra guy to the line of scrimmage to stop what has been a very potent running attack by Washington today, or do they play back in coverage? Keep an eye on how many safeties they have in the middle of the field. Right now, just one.
West Virginia brings heat up the middle. Webb throws outside for Cantrell, who's defended well by Worley. Crowd wants the flag and won't get it. 2nd down.
No, and I don't think they should either. That was a great job of pressure up the middle and a great job of coverage on the outside. Watch, here you go. Kwiatkowski. Tonkery coming right up the center. Nice job by the West Virginia front 7 getting into the backfield.
Hard count. West Virginia stays disciplined. On 2nd and 10, more pressure. It's picked up on the corner route. Marquez dropped the football, and it's 3rd down. You can't throw it much better than that if you're Davis Webb.
Boy, and the mistakes that have been gone for most of the day that have plagued them the last couple weeks, penalties and drops, have shown up here in the 4th quarter. Right here, Marquez, the ball's dropped right in his breadbasket. Got to make that catch late in the ball game.
14 drops over the last 2 games. You said it, Joey. They've been sharp for most of the day today, but a critical drop there. And a 3rd down and 10 from the 30. Edge pressure this time. Webb heaves it. Sideline. And it's caught. Somehow. Some way. Jakeem Grant for 16 and a Texas Tech 1st down.
Unbelievable, Joe. Jakeem Grant got tripped up and actually fell to where the ball was coming down. He had no choice or no chance. Except the ball fell right in his lap.
I think a lot of folks here thought there'd be a flag for pass interference. Press set of downs. Washington thrown for a loss by Golson.
Joe, here it is. Incidental contact. Their feet get tripped up. Jakeem Grant goes down, and the ball literally just falls right on his chest.
2nd down and 11. Ball on the 45-yard line.
Red Raiders with 1 timeout left. 2nd down and 12 from their own 45. Webb throwing the comeback. DJ Polite Bray with his first catch of the day. And it'll be 3rd and 3 from the 46.
And Joe, I asked at the start of this series what type of defense West Virginia was going to play. Well, we see it. Every single snap has been one safety in the middle of the field and linebackers coming. 2 plays ago on the play to Jakeem Grant, they had nobody in the middle of the field, just like they do now. All these guys up the line of scrimmage express pressure.
They bring it. Webb stands in and too tall for Polite Breyer with the coverage from Banks. And now a huge decision for Cliff Kingsbury on 4th down and 3 from the 46. And he's got to send the punt team out.
I agree. I agree with this call, because if for some reason you don't get it on 4th down, you give West Virginia the ball back, needing only 20 yards really to get themselves into field goal range with only a minute left in this ball game.
I'm a little surprised they're even sending anybody back here. With the problems they've had returning punts. Thompson lets it go over his head and into the end zone, so West Virginia will have 2 timeouts and the ball at the 20-yard line. Clint Trickett has already had a couple of touchdown passes this half, and will try to lead him down for one final score.
Well, and Joe, this is what legends are made of. I mean, this is the chance of a lifetime for Clint Trickett, a young man who has completely improved on last year's performance, has been phenomenal this season, has a chance to lead his West Virginia Mountaineers 80 yards down the field to get a potential game-winning score. Hey, this is the stuff you dream of, coming home to West Virginia, where you grew up, take your team down to win a ball game. Let's see if he can do it.
But a field goal would do it. Josh Lambert is hit from 54 in his career. They need to get to the 37 in Texas Tech territory for that. From the 20 with a flag down. Trickett throwing sideline. And over the head of Shorts. Flags back at the line of scrimmage.
Pass falls incomplete. Flag on the play.
And it's going to go on the offense.
Illegal motion, offense, number 10. He went in motion from the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. It's 2nd down.
Well, watch, here's the line of scrimmage. Zakeel Shorts is lined up on the line of scrimmage. From that position, you cannot go in motion. You must be off of the line of scrimmage if you're going to come across the formation.
Jordan Thompson. And it's 2nd down and 10. They run the ball. And Wendell Smallwood gets 9. Still 2 timeouts left for West Virginia. And so far, Holgerson not pulling the trigger on one. On 3rd and short, back to Smallwood. And he's got a 1st down. But still 2 timeouts for Dana Holgerson.
Joe, I don't mind this play call. You know, we saw it 2 drives ago where they just ran the ball and got a couple chunks. This time you run the ball, you stop the clock, you save a timeout, and remember, you only need a field goal, which is really only about 35 yards away.
Trickett a deep drop, routes developing into a tight window. Another 1st down, this time Thompson at the 43. Clock stops to move the chains. And Holgerson uses the 2nd timeout. How about this strike from Trickett?
Wow, stepping up into the pocket and putting the ball right out in front. Good coverage on the backside. Well, literally on the backside, pulling onto the back of his jersey there, puts it right out in front of him where only his receiver can get it. Clint Trickett has really come alive here in the 2nd half.
West Virginia calls their 2nd charge timeout. 30 seconds in lane. Please reset the game clock to 20 seconds.
Joey, West Virginia needs about 20 yards to get into the range of the career long from Josh Lambert, who, by the way, did miss his previous field goal. Lambert's been so good in his career following misses especially. He'll have a chance potentially for redemption if West Virginia's offense can get a few more yards. What's got to be going through his mind right now? Oklahoma State and Kansas coming up in just a bit here on Fox Sports 1. Another Big 12 tilt. This one coming down to the wire in Lubbock. Out of the timeout from the 43. Trickett feels the pressure. Over the middle again. Thompson again into Texas Tech territory. Enough for a 1st down. Important because the clock stops and they hold on to that final timeout. There's an injured Texas Tech player back at the 30-yard line.
Officials timeout for an injured player. This does not require a 10-second runoff because the clock was also stopped for a 1st down.
And West Virginia, if it did require a 10-second runoff, would have the option to decline that runoff. Obviously would have benefited Texas Tech. Safeguards against players pretending to be hurt to stop the clock.
Well, Joe, you never want to see a player hurt, but this is a huge advantage for West Virginia right now because it keeps a timeout in their pocket. Yes, the clock stopped after a first down, but it gets going again after they move the chains, and West Virginia probably would have had to burn their last timeout. What this allows them to do now is still use the middle of the field. The entire field is now open to them because they can throw it wherever they want to, call a timeout, stop the clock, and bring their kicker out. Had they had to use their timeout now, you would have had to work the sidelines or hustle up to the line of scrimmage to clock the ball after a completion.
The game clock will start on the ready for play. On my signal.
West Virginia is on the ball, ready to snap it as soon as Reggie Smith signals it ready. There's the snap. They run the ball up the gut. Smallwood across the 40. Up to the 38, and now they've got to lose that final timeout. From here, it'd be a 55-yard field goal.
30 seconds.
Which would be 1 yard longer than Josh Lambert's career long. Do you run one more play with sideline routes?
Well, it has to be a sideline route.
Obviously.
I mean, you have to throw some sort of corner route. You technically have enough time. A quick out, a quick route to the sideline generally takes between 4 and 6 seconds, but there is no room for error. And what Click Trickett has to do is he throws that ball into his receiver's hands or he throws it out of bounds. I mean, that ball's got to hit the bench. There's no chance that he leaves this on the inside hip and risks an interception when he has a potential long field goal in hand.
The offense is going back out there with no timeout. 7 seconds. Got to be careful here if you're Trickett in West Virginia not to blow this opportunity. So they'll try and get a touch closer. Throwing a corner out, too tall. And 3 seconds remaining. Now they'll send the field goal team out. The redshirt sophomore from right here in Texas, Garland, Texas, who Dana Holgerson said has kept to himself since arriving a couple of years ago. He hadn't even talked to him, just lets him do his thing. And to let him try and win the game from 55 yards. Cliff Kingsbury will ice it. Texas Tech burns its final timeout.
Texas Tech, 30 seconds.
Right now, Cliff Kingsbury's got to be thinking, how did we get here? Justin Stockton broke off that long run to make it 34-20. In the blink of an eye, West Virginia's not just tied the game, but gotten into position to now win it.
Well, yeah, I think that speaks to the potency of this West Virginia offense, and we knew it was just a matter of time before things started to click. They got Kevin White involved. They got Smallwood. They got Russell Shell involved. 2 backs now over 100 yards. This is a West Virginia offense that is tough to contain for an entire ball game, and Tech did a great job of really containing them for about 3.5 quarters. But there are very few defense in this conference who can keep them contained for 4.
So here you go. The Texas kid, Josh Lambert, officially from 55. This for the win. On the way. And the Texas boy making a homecoming and giving West Virginia the win. A career long for Josh Lambert. From 55 yards to steal one from Texas Tech.
What a clutch kick by that young man. 55 yards on the road. Splitting the uprights. And that was pure from the start, Joe. There was no doubt on that one.
His second game winner over the first 4 wins this year for West Virginia. He beat Maryland earlier this season on a last-second field goal. And now he beats Texas Tech. Let's go down to Chris Budden, who's with Coach Holgerson.
Hey, Coach, how about Lambert there? He missed that one to come back the way that he did. What does that say about him?
Well, he's a guy that's been proven to do that, you know, throughout the course. This is his second game winner this year. The kid doesn't understand what pressure is. Maybe we need to put a little bit more pressure on him if it's a normal field goal.
Your offense, I know you guys struggled in the first half. What was the difference there that second half?
Well, I just kept plugging away at it, you know. I mean, the guys thought that we were playing okay. I give Tech credit. They played well on defense, a lot better than they've shown in the first half especially. And I can't say enough about our defense coming out in the second half and really holding them to only a touchdown or a couple of field goals in some bad situations.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Coach. Joe?
All right, Chris. So Dana Holgerson comes here to Lubbock, where he was an assistant for 8 years earlier this century, and gets a last-second win with Josh Lambert nailing a 55-yarder. It was 34-20 with just a few minutes left. West Virginia with the game's final 17 points. They get to 4-2 and already matched last season's win total. So we're all finished in Lubbock. We'll get you to Rob Stone in Los Angeles for more college football after this break.